Live from Mark Stadium in Coral Gables, Fox Sports Net presents University of Miami Baseball. Today, the Miami Hurricanes host the Moccasins of Florida Southern. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. Joe Skaggs along with Frank Fort, and happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. An absolutely gorgeous day for baseball as the Hurricanes take on Florida Southern in the finale of this three-game series. But Frank, the big news in Coral Gables this week, the Hurricanes moved up to #1 in the country.
Yes, they did, Joe. In the coaches poll, the most important of the polls, they did move up to #1. Why is that important at this stage of the season? Well, tomorrow afternoon, the NCAA regional bids will come out. Miami virtually assured of getting one of those 16 regionals. The ranking always helps with that, and the super regional bids.
Hurricanes going 16-3 since they were swept by Cal State Fullerton. I had an opportunity to talk to Jim Morris about the #1 ranking.
It's probably more important than it's ever been, just because the fact that your ranking and your RPI need to be right at the top, and they give you more advantages going into seeding as far as the tournaments, just like the basketball tournament now. The higher your seed, the weaker your regional is going to be, the weaker the teams you're going to play against possibly as far as the regional or the super regional, so it sets you up for every advantage.
Frank, in 1985, the Hurricanes had three guys named James, Roland, and Ricciardi that kept stealing bases. This year, Miami has three other players that are driving him crazy on the bases.
Well, Joe, it does harken back to the Ron Frazier era. The Canes have three of the top base stealers in the country. Javi Rodriguez leads the country with 50. Mike Rodriguez has been caught only once this year. Marcus Nettles has a career-high 38 steals. Last night in the Saturday night game, they combined for 7 of Miami's 9 stolen bases. And on the weekend, they are 12 out of 13 against Florida Southern running the base pass. They put a lot of pressure on the other pitcher. They put a lot of pressure on the other defense. That's the way Jim Morris is playing it this year. Make the other guys make plays, and so far this weekend, Florida Southern has not done that.
And Florida Southern has struggled in other areas as well. It's a team that can swing the bat, but on the mound, they can't find the strike zone. 23 walks in 2 games.
Well, you can't give a team like Miami that many free passes, because ultimately those walks, especially with the speed on the bases, as we mentioned, will come back to haunt you. A walk against this team is almost like giving up a double. The guy's already in scoring position, and it's hurt Florida Southern. Miami's got double-digit runs in both Friday and Saturday night's games.
Your pitching matchup this afternoon, the Hurricanes will go with their Sunday pitcher, right-hander Tom Farmer on the mound, looking for his 11th win of the season. He'll be opposed by the Moccasins ace, John Barnett, looking for his 10th win in this season. He's pitched in over 100 innings to an earned run average of 3.14. It's Farmer against Barnett. Coming up here on Fox Sports Net, Kevin Howard and the Hurricanes will be on their toes as they try to throw out Florida Southern for the 3rd straight time, and it's right here on Fox Sports Net.
Got a minute? Introducing Jet Wet. Why waste your time and effort with messy liquids or hand-applied products? Look, with Jet Wet, you just spray it on. It's the world's fastest, wettest high-gloss tire shine. No wiping. It's streak-free, fast-drying, water-resistant. And the jet black wet look lasts for weeks. Amazing! Less than 60 seconds for all 4 tires, and you're done. Jet Wet, because wetter is better.
When you travel on business, don't downsize. Amerisize at AmeriSuites. Need more room to spread out? Get more workspace and features like high-speed internet access, plus more space to unwind in a comfortable suite for the price of an ordinary hotel room. And when it comes to breakfast, don't downsize. Amerisize. Get AmeriSuites' free Bountiful Breakfast Buffet every morning. Next time, check into AmeriSuites. Don't downsize. Amerisize.
Hey, Tom, you here to help?
No way. Got your mail by mistake.
That's my auto insurance company.
Uh-oh, rate increase time.
Nope, I'm with Unitron Direct.
If that's not a rate increase, I'll wash your car for a month.
Ta-da!
Whoa, that's a lot less than we pay.
That's Unitron Direct. I switched and we saved more than 20%.
20%? Now that's worth a phone call.
Call now for a free rate quote and find out how you can save up to 20%. Call 1-877-274-9206 now.
Hurricanes baseball on Fox Sports Net is being brought to you by Nextel. How business gets done. Call 1-800-NEXTEL9. And back at Mark Stadium in Coral Gables, the University of Miami on the field, getting set for this Sunday afternoon ball game against the Moccasins of Florida Southern. Miami winning the first 2 games on Friday night And last night, Florida Southern will go this way against the right-hander Tom Farmer. Jeff Lucas will lead off and play in center field. Josh Hollingsworth hits second at shortstop. Hitting third and doing the catching is Azarius Corbeil. Batting fourth at first base is Michael Tucker. Hitting fifth and playing at third base will be Justin Hancock. Last night he had his 12th home run of the season. Hitting sixth in left field is Dan Chamberlain. Hitting seventh and playing in right field is Mark Furbush. Batting eighth, the DH, is Jared Powers. And playing at second base and batting ninth is Michael Morales. And Frank on the mound this afternoon for the University of Miami will be the right-hander Tom Farmer, 6'2", 195-pound senior, with a record of 10-2, an earned run average of 3.51, and outstanding strikeout to walk ratio.
Joe, he has been one of the best stories this year on this UM team because the Sunday afternoon games have been important. They have split a lot of the first two games of series, and Miami needing that Sunday game to take a series. Tom has been terrific with 10 wins. Last start, he had 10 strikeouts, and here's a scouting report from his fellow starting pitchers.
Tom Farmer's been, probably, honestly, the best pitcher that we've had, the most consistent pitcher we've had all season. I mean, he throws strikes, he has great location, and I mean, he just gets the job done.
Every single time he's pitched, he's gotten better. I mean, he's putting it all together right now, spotting, throwing hard. He's throwing real hard. He's got a great BP fastball, which, makes hitters look foolish up there. And, I mean, he's just throwing great right now.
Well, behind Tom Farmer, he will have a solid defensive club for the University of Miami. We'll go this way in the outfield. Rodriguez, Jimerson, and Mannix on the infield. On the left side of the infield, Howard and Javi Rodriguez. The right side of the infield, Clute and Matienzo. DeRosa does the catching for Tom Farmer. Jeff Lucas will stand in to start this afternoon's ball game off. Lucas did not play in last night's game. The 5'11", 165-pound sophomore is a .344 hitter. And in this series, Lucas is just 1 for 3. So on this Mother's Day, we are ready for baseball at Mark Light Stadium as Farmer kicks and deals. His first pitch is in there for a strike, and we are underway.
Tom Farmer, a fastball, a slurve, and a changeup. Those are his three pitches. The changeup also, as Kiki Bengochea mentioned, a BP fastball.
No balls and 2 strikes now on Lucas, the center fielder.
Farmer's last outing, he went 7 innings against Jacksonville to pick up his 10th win and struck out a career-high 10 batters.
Missed high and away that time, a ball and 2 strikes. Farmer right back with a 1-2. Bounced that one in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Tom, the senior from Crestwood, Illinois. A career-high 82 innings pitched, and he has been terrific in this Sunday afternoon slot.
Well, after jumping in front, 0-2, he has fallen behind now at 3 balls and 2 strikes. Tommy's uncle, Ed Farmer, a broadcaster for the Chicago White Sox. Now the payoff pitch from Farmer to Lucas. That one is fouled away out of the ballpark.
Lucas, one of those pesky kind of hitters in the leadoff spot. One of the most versatile players at Florida Southern. He's played second for them, now is the center fielder through most of this season.
Here's the 3-2. Walked him. Lucas had to back away from that one, so Farmer loses the leadoff hitter, Jeff Lucas. And here comes Josh Hollingsworth.
So this is a team that swings the bats pretty well, a .332 average as a team, which is very good. As you mentioned, it's been their pitching that's failed them this weekend against the team ranked #1 in the country. And this series, Florida Southern will find out tonight whether they're going to make the Division II regionals, although this series has virtually no bearing on that. The committee looking at their games against other Division II teams to determine whether they'll go to postseason.
Hollingsworth is bunting toward third. Howard looks at second and will throw to first in time to retire Hollingsworth. He does his job advancing Lucas to second base.
Well, Joe, that seems to be an indication they think they're going to get a good performance out of their starting pitcher, Barnett. You don't sacrifice on the road in the first inning unless you think that your pitcher is going to give you a good performance and keep you in the ball game.
Now Azarius Corbeil will stand in after Hollingsworth was retired on the sacrifice 5-3. Corbeil, a transfer out of FIU, a power hitter, a pull hitter, but Miami's done an outstanding job against him in this series. They have held him hitless in 4 tries.
He is a dangerous hitter, though, with 14 home runs on the year.
Farmer bounces that one in the dirt. DeRosa keeps it in front of him. Last year at Corbeil, part of the FIU club that went 42-20. And he was named All-American and Sun Belt Conference Player of the Year.
So very unusual transferring from a Division I school where you've had such a good year to a Division II school. I asked him before the game, he said, it was just a better situation for me baseball-wise and educationally.
I think there's a little puppy love involved there, too.
Yeah.
Now the 1-0 from Farmer as Lucas wanders off at second base. That's outside. 2 balls and no strikes.
So what you're saying is it was girlfriend related as well?
That's what I understand. There's Lucas. Farmer studying the plate. Corbeil was on the all-tournament team here last year for FIU. The NCAA regional that was hosted by the University of Miami. As Frank mentioned earlier, sites will be announced tomorrow. The 2-0, Corbeil lifts it in the air to left field. Mike Rodriguez going way back. Rodriguez looking up, and that ball is gone. It's a home run for Al Corbeil. Or as he is called this year, Azarius Corbeil.
That actually is his middle name, and that's what he's going by this year. But by any name, that got up into the wind, which is blowing from right to left, and it helped it out of the ballpark. His 15th home run of the year. And Florida Southern with a quick 2-0 lead over the Hurricanes. Corbeil, a home run threat. Obviously, he had 13 last year, and that's his 15th this season. So he certainly has the muscle to take it out of the yard. And Tom Farmer with a little bit of a struggle here in the first inning. As we always say about Tom, the first couple innings are a big key for him. That's just a fastball tailing away, but a little bit up toward the belt. And Corbeil did a nice job taking it the other way with power for the 2-run homer.
All Mike Rodriguez could do is put his head down and watch it sail toward the track. Michael Tucker stands in. Tucker took the first one for a strike. Farmer is high and inside with that one. 1 ball and 1 strike, 2-0 Florida Southern.
Tucker in the series 1 for 8 with a run driven in. And as you mentioned, Joe, Miami done a good job against Corbeil prior to that at bat. That was his first hit of the series, and he made it a loud one.
Tucker, an all-conference player last year for Florida Southern. Farmer's 1-1. That one is fouled away. So he jumps in front of Tucker at a ball and 2 strikes.
Good off-speed pitch by Farmer. Had Tucker out in front, and all he could do was foul it away. You see the average at 394. These guys can swing the bat all right. Corbeil was at 398, Tucker at 394, and Furbush at 364. There is Pete Meyer, the interim or acting head coach at Florida Southern. Chuck Anderson, the head coach, has been hospitalized much of the year, treated for cancer. And he has been in the office on a limited basis recently, which has lifted the spirits of everyone around the Florida Southern program.
Well, Pete Meyer joins pretty good company there. Joe Arnold, one-time Florida head coach, also coached at Florida Southern. Swung and a miss, he struck him out. Farmer gets his first strikeout of the ball game. As Tucker is retired, and here comes Justin Hancock. This was a good-looking pitch this time, Frank.
Yeah, Joe, it just looks like he goes with a fastball, tails it back in over the outside edge and out of Tucker's reach. Good movement on the fastball by Farmer, picks up his first strikeout of the day. So bouncing back after giving up the 2-run homer. And his mindset has to be, all right, that's done and over with. My job is to keep it right where it is, because likely we're going to score some runs today if the series history holds.
Farmer catches the outside corner to start off Hancock. Hancock is 2 for 8 this weekend against Hurricane pitching. 0-1. Blown away, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Our home plate umpire today, by the way, Phil Alvarado. John Kiliansky down at first and Jeff Lampert at third.
Hancock, a junior college transfer last year at Hillsboro, hit .359 with 11 doubles. Breaking ball is in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. Farmer struggling with his command here in the top half of the first inning.
That was only the 5th home run that Farmer has surrendered in 82-plus innings this year. So he has done a good job of keeping the ball in the yard.
Hancock had to back away from that one. 3 balls and 1 strike now. On the Moccasins' third baseman. Farmer has already thrown 20 pitches in this inning. Here's the 3-1 delivery. That one is fouled back into the backstop. Runs the count full at 3-2.
As we've said on some other Sunday broadcasts, Joe, with Tom, mentally to be able to get through the first 2 innings in pretty good shape, then he generally is sharp. If he struggles in the first 2 innings, that's where he has run into his occasional trouble.
Hancock stays alive, fouling that one back into the backstop.
But Tom hasn't run into trouble too often this season, as the 10-2 record and .351 ERA would attest. When you get 10 wins out of your number 3 pitcher, that generally signifies you've got a good ball club.
He does a good job keeping the Hurricanes in games. Now the 3-2. There's a bouncer to the shortstop, Javi Rodriguez, to his left. Fires on to first, and that's all for Florida Southern. But the Moccasins strike quickly. They get 2 runs with 1 hit. After a half inning at Mark Light Stadium, Florida Southern 2, and the Hurricanes just coming to the plate.
By expanding the narrow pipeline information passes through, AT&T's broadband technology is removing the obstacles that keep data, voice, and video from moving freely. Coming through.
This is my wife. Pleased to meet you. And this is little Dougie Jr. Dougie Jr.
You're the boss? You must have a big TV.
Well, I have a few.
Do you have a satellite dish or AT&T digital cable?
I have a dish.
Then you can't get local channels unless you pay more.
I can't.
No, and you bought all expensive equipment when you could use the cable you already had.
I did?
Yeah. How'd you get to be boss?
AT&T digital cable. It's smarter.
Back at Mark Light Stadium, Joe Zagacki with Frank Fort. Beautiful day for baseball. We head to the bottom half of the first inning. Miami trailing this one 1-0, or rather 2-0. The Canes will use this lineup this afternoon. Marcus Nettles will lead off as the DH. Hitting second and playing in left field is Mike Rodriguez. Hitting third at shortstop is Javi Rodriguez. Batting fourth and playing at third base is Kevin Howard. Hitting sixth at first base, rather hitting fifth at first base is Danny Matienzo. Hitting sixth and playing in right field is Kevin Mannix. Batting seventh and playing at second base is Chris Clute. Mike DeRosa does the catching and hits eighth, and Charlton Jimerson bats ninth and plays in center field. The Moccasins pitcher is John Connally Barnett. His 17th appearance of the year, a record of 9-4, an earned run average of 3.14. He has struck out 119 in 103rd innings, has allowed 71 hits, 38 runs, 35 of those earned. He is the ace of this staff.
And the number that really jumps out at me, Joe, for a starting pitcher, a 199 average against him by opposing hitters.
Defensively behind him, Chamberlain, Lucas, and Furbush in the outfield. Hancock, Hollingsworth, Morales, and Tucker on the infield. Where Abil does the catching. The first pitch to Marcus Nettles is high and away, ball one.
John Connally Barnett on the mound on April 7th of this season, pitched the first perfect game in Florida Southern history. It came against Florida Tech. And in that game, he struck out 17 batters.
The Sunshine State Conference Freshman of the Year. Here's the 2-0 to Marcus. Right down the heart of the plate. 2 balls and a strike.
And Barnett going on only 3 days rest. He had a complete game on Wednesday of this week in a 3-2 win against North Florida.
Nettles for the year at 326, no homers. He's driven in 12. Jumps in front here at 3 balls and 1 strike. Of course, Marcus Nettles, we talked about it in the open. Real catalyst for this ball club. Stealing bases along with Mike Rodriguez and Javi Rodriguez. Now the pitch. And that's in there for a strike.
And Marcus's average has taken a plunge from mid-season. He's down, I say, to 326, but the on-base average is still at 471. So he's still getting on base via the walk, even though he's 0 for 4 in this series. He does have 2 runs and 3 steals against Florida Southern.
2-0 Florida Southern, just underway at Mark Light Stadium, bottom half of the first inning. Nettles waits. And Barnett delivers. High and away, ball 4, the leadoff man aboard for the University of Miami. And base on balls have plagued Florida Southern in this series.
That's the 24th of the series issued by Florida Southern pitching. And in the series, Marcus Nettles does have 3 stolen bases already, 3 out of 3, and Miami is 12 out of 13. See the catcher Corbeil windmilling his arm because he knows he's probably going to have to make a throw here.
There is just no way you can beat the University of Miami in this ballpark if you're going to walk 24 hitters. Mike Rodriguez digs in. Mike working on a 2-for-3 weekend. Nettles is going. Corbeil's throw is going to be not in time. A stolen base for Marcus Nettles.
Well, Nettles wasting no time as he picks up his 39th steal of the year in 49 attempts. The throw from Corbeil will tail toward the first base side of the diamond. And the shortstop Hollingsworth doesn't have a chance to apply the tag up around the arms or shoulders, and Marcus getting in there with the head first slide. So Miami now 13 out of 14 in the steals department, trying to answer back after the 2-run homer by Corbeil has put Florida Southern on top 2-0 here in the first inning. They play Rodriguez in at the corners.
Mike waits for the 0-1, and Barnett delivers. Mike is bunting and fouls it away back into the backstop.
Well, now Mike's job is to just make sure he can try and pull the ball on the ground. Try to get Nettles over to third. And set up the 1-out RBI possibility for the number 3 hitter, Javi Rodriguez, who does a great job driving runners in.
Nettles with his lead at second base. Mike waiting for the 0-2. Barnett checking on Nettles. Now the pitch. Swings and fouls that one away off to the left side. Down over the bleachers, over the trees, and down the road. So Mike's still alive and no balls and 2 strikes.
The Hurricanes this year, Joe, as we've mentioned before, they've become a speed and defense team. They're only hitting .297 as a team, which is the lowest batting average, or will be, in the Jim Morris era here at UM.
Play on at second base, and Nettles is back in plenty of time.
Didn't have that big of a lead, as Hollingsworth, the shortstop, snuck in behind him. John Connally Barnett, the pitcher, consistently between 89 and 91 miles per hour. He's got a big-time arm.
Here's the 0-2. Mike pops this one up on the infield, giving chase Hollingsworth and Hancock. It's Hollingsworth, the shortstop, who makes the catch. Third baseman Hancock lost that one in the sun. Hollingsworth had it all the way. 1 down in the Miami first.
Really an easier play for the shortstop. You see the third baseman Hancock, and he just about gives up on it. He's called off by Hollingsworth, who, as I mentioned, has the easier play in foul territory. And that hat has seen better days, hasn't it, Joe?
Yes, it has. All right, here's Javi Rodriguez. Javi the junior leading the Hurricanes with a .392 average. This weekend, Javi is 2 for 6 against Moccasin pitching. Looks at that one, and it's in there for a strike, 0-1.
Javi's also scored 3 times this weekend, driven in 3, and stolen 3 bases. He's got a nice series going against the Mocs.
Javi has homered 5 times this year. He's driven in 49. Nettles with his lead. Barnett deals. Down low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Well, Javi's leading the ball club in so many of these offensive categories. Hits, runs driven in, stolen bases, batting average. He's had a very consistent year. He's been up around 380, 390 virtually the whole season.
Now the 1-1. Javi swings, high fly ball, short left field. Chamberlain giving chase. So is the shortstop. Chamberlain makes the play in foul territory. Holding on at second is Marcus Nettles. 2 down here in the first inning. Chamberlain with a long run that time, crossing over into foul territory. And Javi is retired, and here comes Kevin Howard. The Hurricanes' third baseman moved into the number 4 spot. Jim Morris, Frank, really juggling his lineup this weekend. Danny Montienzo, we saw him behind the plate. Kevin Howard has played some shortstop late in this series, but more than anything, Jim Morris still searching for that right combination in the batting order.
Yeah, he is. He hasn't gotten great production out of the number 4 spot this year, no matter who he's tried there. So he's giving Kevin a shot, who's 1 for 8 in the series. Kevin also played some second base last weekend after Chris Clute had back spasms. A little bit of a come down from that great freshman year, but he set the bar so high for himself last season. Would have been virtually impossible to duplicate. Kevin does lead the team in doubles with 14.
Waiting for the 1-0 from Barnett, and here it is. Now that's in there for a strike. He caught the inside corner.
Hey, Phil, you missed one, buddy.
A ball and a strike on Kevin Howard. Barnett had a career-high 15 strikeouts, the most by a Moccasin pitcher since Brett Tomko last year, in a 6-4 win over Florida Tech. In that game, he went 8 in the third innings. He took the loss in the final game of the regional for Florida Southern last year. Howard swings, slowly hit ground ball to second. Morales will throw on to first, and that's all for the University of Miami in their half of the first. No runs, hits, or errors. There was a walk, 1 left on. After 1, it's Florida Southern 2, Miami nothing. Chamberlain will be coming to the plate.
Yo.
Thompson, Gilman here. You at the office?
How's the trip going, sir?
Fine. Did Mackenzie's email say $4 million? And when's the meeting?
Call you right back.
Introducing Mobile Office Email. Calendar, contact list, email, right on your phone.
$4 million and the meeting's at 10.
Excellent work. Why don't you go home early?
Nextel. More ways than anyone to communicate with everyone.
There's a new Visa with a low introductory rate that's right for you. Whether it's Aria Persona with a credit limit of up to $1,000, Aria Portrait with lower interest rates and no annual fee, or the privilege of Aria Platinum, the only card you'll ever need. Best of all, at Aria, you don't have to wait. Just visit us online at aria.com for a credit decision in 30 seconds, subject to verification, or call the toll-free number and apply for your Aria Visa card today.
Going to the top half of the second inning, Florida Southern leading the Hurricanes 2-0 on the strength of a home run. Miami and Florida Southern, they have a pretty good history. Hurricanes have a 12-game winning streak going against the Moccasins. Jim Morris, 21-8 against the Sunshine State Conference. And this weekend, Miami has pounded Florida Southern, outscoring the Moccasins 28-7. Much of that because they can't throw strikes.
Yeah, Barnett, though, is a guy who does throw strikes. Coming into this series, as you look at Jim Morris in the Hurricane dugout, coming into this series, Florida Southern had played 4 times against Division I teams this year and had won all 4 of them. They beat Western Michigan twice, Purdue Indianapolis once, and Army once before falling in the first 2 games of this series to Miami. So they're 4-2 against Division I competition this season. Pete Meyer down in the third base coaching box. He is running the ball club in the absence of Chuck Anderson. And this program, this Florida Southern program, Joe, people probably aren't aware of this. They have 8 NCAA titles to their credit. Now, granted, it's at Division II, but hey, an NCAA title is an NCAA title.
Through the years, they have played outstanding baseball. Pete Meyer told his club, look, be aggressive against the University of Miami. If anything, in last night's game, there were 20 to 25 scouts here looking at Brian Walker. So he told them, while they're looking at Walker, make him take notice of you by swinging the bat.
And the other thing is they have nothing to lose. They're not expected to do well against the Division I teams. And really, their fate as far as postseason is pretty much already determined by their play against the Division II schools.
Farmer starts Chamberlain off with a fastball catching the inside corner. Strike 1. Chamberlain, a .295 hitter. He's homered 8 times. He's driven in 34 this season. He's 1 for 5 in this series. And that one's in there for a strike, 0-2. Tom Farmer jumped in front of the first hitter that he faced this afternoon, Jeff Lucas, before losing him. Now the 0-2, called strike 3. Got him looking. Farmer's second strikeout of the game.
Now Chamberlain not very happy with the call, but in reality, I think he got caught guessing. He was looking for some kind of breaking pitch on 0-2. And instead, Farmer decides not to use a waste pitch, goes for the outside corner with the fastball, and that tails right on the edge. And our home plate umpire, Phil Alvarado, rung him up.
Here is Mark Furbush.
And anybody who's been around Phil Alvarado's games knows that that outside corner belongs to the pitcher when Phil's behind the plate.
I like that. Farmer starts him off with a strike on the outside corner. Good breaking ball. Furbush out of Massachusetts. That one misses. 1 ball, 1 strike.
By the way, Joe, on Wednesday of this week in the Hurricanes intra-squad game, For a segment on the Jim Morris Show, I umpired the intra-squad game behind the plate.
And how did you do?
I did pretty well, I thought. Jeffrey Boyne thought I squeezed him on one at-bat. But other than that, there wasn't any complaints.
What was he doing hitting?
No, he was pitching.
Oh, okay.
Pitching to Chris Clute. And it was a 4-pitch walk.
Oh. See, Clute's one of your favorites, so...
Yeah, but I told him the second time up, I said, you better be hacking, because I gave you a walk last time. And sure enough, he got a base hit. So I made him aggressive, and he got a hit.
All right. That's why Clute has played well in this series. Now the 1-2. That missed down low.
I can take credit for that, can I?
Yes, you can.
The only sad part about it was I had to ring up Lovelady on a called third strike.
Oh, I'm sure he didn't like that at all.
Yeah, well, he knew it, though. Raboyne threw him a nasty breaking ball.
2-2, and Furbush barely stays alive. Just got a little piece of that one.
It was a no questionable call. It was right down the pipe on a breaking ball.
Two is fouled back into the screen. Jim Morris, by the way, had his own little run-in with the umpires last night. He was thrown out of the ball game.
In the second inning, he told me today that might have been the earliest he's ever been thrown out of a ball game.
And he was, not only was he thrown out early, not by Phil Alvarado, but by John Kiliansky, who was umpiring over at first base this afternoon. But he didn't listen to much of the argument. 2-2, he struck him out swinging. Strikeout number 3 for Tom Farmer.
Well, other than the home run to Corbeil, Farmer has been very sharp. Take a look at the 2-2 pitch. Looks like the changeup, or the BP fastball, as they like to call it, tailing inside to the right-hand hitter. And you see at Furbush well out in front.
There's Jared Powers, the DH. That one goes all the way back to the screen. Powers 2 for 5 in this series, the sophomore out of Lakeland. 5'11", 183-pounder, hitting .325 this year. Farmer's 1-0 delivery. Powers swings and fouls it away.
Stay behind umpire.
Powers spent last year at junior college and South Florida Community College in Avon Park. Transferring over to Florida Southern, majoring in sports management.
1-1 is in there for a strike. It's 1-2. He has 7 home runs this year against right-handed pitchers. He's hitting at .316. Now Farmer's 1-2 delivery. Really hit him. Threw that one in behind him.
Well, I guess it would be an understatement to say that one got away from him.
Good grief. Boy, was that
well, he just loses his release point completely. Looks like he's trying to overthrow it a little bit. And it's a good thing that Powers didn't get hit like the noggin.
Farmer says okay to DeRosa. And the 2-2. Curve swung and a miss. He struck him out. DeRosa with the tag. That's all for Florida Southern. The Moccasins lead at 2-0. We go to the second. Last half of the second, Matienzo leads it off for the Hurricanes.
Another reason why Unitron Direct could be just right for you.
Hey, Tom, you here to help?
No way. Got your mail by mistake.
That's my auto insurance company.
Uh-oh, rate increase time.
Nope, I'm with Unitron Direct.
Yeah, open it. I'm here for you, man.
I told you, I'm with Unitron Direct. I'm not worried.
If that's not a rate increase, I'll wash your car for a month.
Ta-da!
Whoa, that's a lot less than we pay.
That's Unitron Direct. I switched and we saved more than 20%.
20%? Now that's worth a phone call.
Yes, Unitron Direct Auto Insurance is finally available in Florida. This means you could save up to 20% or more on auto insurance. But unlike those cut-rate companies, you don't have to give up service. In fact, you'll have your own team of professionals to answer your questions or handle your claims. You don't have to give up security either. We're part of the top-rated Unitron Insurance family with over 70 years of experience and over $5 billion in assets.
Call now for a free rate quote. Call 1-877-206-0869 now.
Home half of the second inning at Mark Lade Stadium. Florida Southern leading this one 2-0, the one hit in the ball game. A 2-run homer, that's the difference so far, but it is very early. Hey, a reminder, all the news you want to know about the weekend's NASCAR action can be found tonight at 9 here on Fox Sports Net. NASCAR Victory Lane is a live 60-minute wrap of all the weekend's racing action. That's tonight and each Sunday night at 9 on Fox Sports Net. Frank is a big racing fan. Here comes Danny Montienzo.
I wouldn't call myself a gearhead, but I do follow it to some extent.
Danny climbs in. The Hurricanes first baseman this weekend has just one hit. Takes the Barnett fastball in there for a strike, 0-1.
Montienzo's numbers on the season. And this weekend, as Joe mentioned, 1 for 4, couple of runs scored, 3 runs driven in. Today hitting out of the number 5 spot.
Danny lifts that one down the right field line. Foul territory, that will reach the bleachers. 0-2 on Montienzo. Hit a drive to center field last night. Straight away center field, a play that Martinez, Florida Southern center fielder, lost. Danny, a good-looking hitter. This year, the average under 300.
Yeah, really, I would think Danny be a little bit disappointed. Kind of the sophomore jinx type of year. Last year, a lot better in the run production department. The average was well up over 300. I think he's been a little disappointed in his performance this year. Just hasn't been as consistent as he was as a freshman.
Montienzo waiting on the 0-2 count. 1 ball and 2 strikes. John Connally Barnett on the mound for Florida Southern.
And we're told he likes to go by all 3 full names. His father's name is Connally.
Here's the 1-2. In there for a called strike 3. Got Montienzo looking, the first strikeout for John Connally Barnett.
He is a strikeout pitcher. That's his 120th of the season in 101 1/3 innings. And it's our favorite vendor, the Elephant Man.
On a very warm afternoon, I'm sure he's doing some pretty good business.
I was going to say, he'll make some profits today.
For the fans that have come out here on Mother's Day, Kevin Mannix will dig in for the University of Miami. Mannix, the right-handed hitting right fielder, and the pitch. Down low for a ball. Barnett is out of Fort Meade, Florida. He was an All-State and Polk County Player of the Year in baseball as a senior. Fort Meade is near Lakeland, I think.
I missed that geography lesson, Joe.
Mannix swings and fouls that one away. I went to Lakeland earlier this week, Frank, and I saw a whole bunch of towns I had never seen before.
And you saw Josh Beckett.
I saw a Josh Beckett pitch.
Was he impressive? I know he had his worst outing of the year, but he still threw the ball impressively.
Mark this down. The guys that are in the rotation now, he'll be joining him, and he'll be the ace one day soon. That's how good he's going to be. 1-1, gently hit towards second. Morales has it and throws out Mannix. 2 down in the second inning.
Well, that's pretty high praise, especially on the heels of A.J. Burnett's no-hitter last night.
Beckett is big, strong, powerful. He looks like a young Nolan Ryan or Roger Clemens. Here is Frank Fort's favorite player, Chris Clute. Now I'll just have all the other guys on the club mad at you.
That's from the inter-squad game, a walk and a base hit. By the way, happy Mother's Day to all the moms out there. And Mark Kingston, the first base coach for the Canes, wanting to wish his mom, Lorraine, up in Columbus, Georgia, a happy Mother's Day.
Clute takes that one high and in for a ball.
We're told they're watching via satellite.
Very good. Clute, a 268 hitter, 3 homers, 32 runs driven in. Well, they can be proud of their son because he does a very nice job. Here's the 1-0 on the way. Clute fouls that one back into the screen.
Get a lot of out-of-state viewers via satellite from what I'm told. A lot of the ball players say their families watch or their uncle watches and their cousins watch. So we like those out-of-state viewers.
I like those satellites. Clute waiting on the 1-1. That's high. 2 balls and a strike. Mark Kingston's a big, he's a big Dolphins fan too.
He is indeed. He was our guest on the Jim Morris show last week. And he got nervous. Not because he was on the show, but who walks in the middle of the taping but O.J. Simpson?
Really?
Yeah.
I would have gotten nervous as well. I don't blame him.
He said I was fine until now.
Clute waiting on the 3-1, and here it is. Driven in the right field, right at Furbush. He makes the catch, and that's all for Miami. They are retired in 1-2-3 fashion. We've completed 2 at the light. Florida Southern 2 and Miami nothing.
By expanding the narrow pipeline information passes through, AT&T's broadband technology is removing the obstacles that keep data, voice, and video from moving freely. Coming through.
This is my wife. Pleased to meet you. And this is little Dougie Jr. Dougie Jr.
You're the boss? You must have a big TV.
Well, I have a few.
Do you have a satellite dish or AT&T digital cable?
I have a dish.
Then you can't get local channels unless you pay more.
I can't.
No, and you bought all expensive equipment when you could use the cable you already had.
I did?
Yeah. How'd you get to be boss?
AT&T digital cable. It's smarter.
Florida Southern has a 2-0 lead over the University of Miami as we go to the top half of the third inning. Just 1 hit so far in the ball game. The broadcast rights to this afternoon's telecast have been granted to Fox Sports Net Florida by the University of Miami solely for the entertainment of our audience. Any reproduction, transmission, or other use of this program without the express written consent of Fox Sports Net Florida is prohibited. Third inning baseball. Fans looking on at this one. Looks like they're down in the bleachers, found the shade here.
I don't blame them.
And
it's warming up.
Some braving the sunshine.
And in 2 weeks for the regional, assuming there is one here, and I think that's a pretty safe assumption, I'd wager almost anything it'll be blazing hot, as it usually is for a regional.
That's for sure. Okay, Frank, they're delivering us some presents.
Oh, we like that.
Yeah, I like that.
From the marketing department.
Hurricanes hat for you.
One for Chip.
One for
our
you.
Stage manager.
And one for me. There he goes, Frank. But does it fit?
Not over the headphones.
It's a sporty cap.
I like that.
Mike Morales starting things off. Takes the first one knee high in there for a strike, 0-1. Farmer right back, strike 2.
Morales 1 for 5 in the series. The one hit, a double. Son of Jose Morales. And I believe that's the former major leaguer we're talking about. Also spent a year as a Marlins hitting coach.
Well, you have Dennis Martinez, his son, is playing for Florida Southern. Neil Heaton Jr. also playing for Florida Southern.
I was reminiscing before the game with Pete Meyer, the coach of Florida Southern, about Neil's father. Complete that story after this pitch.
The 0-2 just misses, a ball and 2 strikes.
And I said to Coach Meyer, I said, you see the sign out there on the scoreboard that says National Champions, 82, 85, 99? Well, I covered Neil Heaton Sr. back in those early 80s, and now that his son's playing, I feel kind of old this weekend.
Here's the 1-2. Off the fist, popped up. Shortstop Javi Rodriguez has this. One down in the third. Unfortunately, Neil didn't get any of those national championships. He had some pretty bad luck when the Hurricanes went to Omaha, but I saw him pitch some ball games here at Mark Light Stadium that were just unbelievable. He had 23 strikeouts in one game against Indiana State.
I was just telling Coach Meyer about that before the game. That was an incredible day.
Here is Jeff Lucas, the leadoff hitter. Lucas walked and scored in the first inning.
There weren't many better at this level than Neil Heaton.
That's for sure. In those days, college baseball could get some of the top prospects coming out of high school. Lucas looks at that one down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Today, and we talked with Jim Morse about this earlier in the week, very difficult because the money is so great. The major leaguers want you. Jim Morris says they're going to get you.
They'll get you. And he had 4 guys last year that he signed go in the first round of the draft. And he signed about a dozen guys this year. And he's just on pins and needles as to how many of those he can get. If he can get 5 or 6 of those dozen, he'd be very happy.
A ball and 2 strikes now on Lucas. Farmer has struck out 4 in the game. There's the 1-2. Curve outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I think some of that has created more parity in college baseball.
I don't think there's any question about it, Joe. Particularly when you can't give full scholarships to everybody.
Lucas stays alive, fouls that one off. behind home plate into the screen.
I think it's 11 scholarships and change now. So the talent is spread out further.
2-0 Florida Southern, and the Moccasins batting here in the third. Here comes the 2-2 delivery. Swung on, ground ball, third baseman Howard. He gathers and fires anytime. They get Lucas. Good play by Kevin Howard over there at third base.
Had a little trouble with it. It came up on him on the last bounce. Just bobbled it slightly. But used his chest to keep it in play. And threw across to Matienzo, who is not as big a target as Kevin Brown or Haas Pratt. But the throw was close enough for Danny to make the play.
Here's Josh Hollingsworth, and you talk about being on scholarship. His great-grandfather founded Florida Southern. He grounds that one into left field for a base hit.
And the body of water next to the school is Lake Hollingsworth. So I guess he has swimming and fishing privileges anytime he wants as well.
There you go. Well, he just got his 4th hit of the series. Now here's Azarias Corbeil. He is the difference in the ball game right now. A 2-run homer to left field in the first inning. His 15th of the year. He now has 62 runs driven in. His average up over 400. That home run was his first hit in this series, but balls have been flying out of this park this weekend. Farmer deals, and that one hit him. And after getting 2 easy outs to start the third, Farmer now in a little bit of trouble.
Well, Corbeil hit the home run the other way on an outside pitch, so Tom wanting to work the inner half. And that ball just gets away from him, hits Corbeil on the outside of the right thigh. So your runners now are Hollingsworth down at second and Corbeil at first. And the cleanup hitter, Michael Tucker, at the plate.
A right-handed hitter with that wind blowing out to left field. Tucker has just 1 hit in the series so far. He's 1 for 9. Farmer is upstairs, ball 1.
Go on, Tuck. Well, this is where Farmer has to bear down. Canes already down 2-0, and it looks like Barnett is throwing pretty well for Florida Southern. So you want to keep this team right where they're at.
2 on with 2 outs. The 1-0 from Farmer to Tucker. But first, he's going to check on the runners.
Call 15, let's go. Pick it up right here.
Tom Farmer retired the first 2 with no problem. Gave up a 2-out single and then hit Corbeil. Now the 1-0. Swung on, hit in the air, short left field, coming on Mike Rodriguez, and he's there to make the one-handed catch. And that's it for Florida Southern. And they're half of the third. No runs. There was a hit. They strand 2 after 2.5 at Barclay Stadium. We thank you for watching. It's Florida Southern 2 and Miami nothing.
Got a minute? Introducing Jet Wet. Why waste your time and effort with messy liquids or hand-applied products? Look, with Jet Wet, you just spray it on. It's the world's fastest, wettest high-gloss tire shine. No wiping. It's streak-free, fast-drying, water-resistant. And the jet black wet look lasts for weeks. Amazing! Less than 60 seconds for all 4 tires, and you're done. Jet Wet, because wetter is better.
When you travel on business, don't downsize. Amerisize at AmeriSuites. Need more room to spread out, get more workspace, and features like high-speed internet access, plus more space to unwind in a comfortable suite for the price of an ordinary hotel room. And when it comes to breakfast, don't downsize. Amerisize. Get AmeriSuites' free Bountiful Breakfast Buffet every morning. Next time, check into AmeriSuites. Don't downsize. Amerisize.
All right, back at Mark-Light Stadium, Joe Zagacki with Frank Fort. It's Florida Southern 2-0 over Miami. John Connally Barnett in control so far for the Moccasins. Big, strong right-hander trying to keep the Hurricanes in check. One way you do that is by throwing strikes. They'll face the bottom half of the Miami order, 8-9-1 for the University of Miami as we come down the stretch. Hurricanes have New York Tech next weekend, then the NCAA Regional Memorial Day weekend. Hurricanes win that, they would advance to the Super Regional, which they're counting on hosting as well. And then the College World Series from June 8th through the 16th in Omaha, Nebraska. One of the great events in
college sports. No question about that, Joe. And the bids will come out tomorrow as to who is hosting the first round of the regionals. There'll be 16 host sites. Miami virtually assured one of those. We won't know the brackets or the matchups of teams. The sites will just be announced tomorrow. Then a week from tomorrow, we'll know the brackets and who's going where.
Lots of rumors flying about what teams might be coming to Mark-Light Stadium as DeRosa stands in there. Takes the first pitch for a strike, 0-1. Florida Gators getting strong mention about perhaps coming to Mark-Light Stadium. FIU, it would be their third straight year if they receive a bid to play in the regional here.
And that would make for a pretty strong regional.
The 0-1 delivery on the way. Mike looks at that one down low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Mike is hitless this weekend, 0 for 2 as Jim Morris looks on from the dugout. Jim has made it to the 3rd inning today. Pretty much stayed in the clubhouse last night and listened on the radio. Here's the 1-1. Fouled away, 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Did he have a critique for you today?
No. Said everything was okay.
Right.
Passed his inspection.
Good to hear.
He did not tell us what he said to the umpire. I'm not sure if he's a Sopranos fan, but it might have been something like, you're going to get your spoons clipped.
And even if he told us, I don't think we could repeat it.
Now the 1-2. That one is fouled away.
I hear you've become a fan of that show, Joe.
Yes, I have. This year.
Very well done show. I'm a big fan of it as well.
Are you a veteran or a rookie like
I'm
myself?
more or less a veteran.
You're a veteran, okay.
Being an Italian-American from the Northeast, I guess I have to like the show.
You know, that hair of yours here is starting to look like Paulie Walnuts.
Yeah, but I don't have the wings like he does.
1-2, DeRosa takes it down low. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2-0, Florida Southern leading the Hurricanes. One thing about John Connally Barnett, he doesn't waste too much time, Frank. He's ready to work. 2-2 delivery. DeRosa continues the battle.
Well, that's
in the main grandstand.
Well, not only do broadcasters like pitchers who work quickly, most pitching coaches like pitchers who work quickly. Most pitching coaches believe that guys sort of outthink themselves or get out of a rhythm when they take too much time between pitches.
Last night, Florida Southern got back into the game with a couple of home runs, and then when Miami came back in their half of the inning, first man was walked, and you could just see the infield, how deflated they were. 2-2. Caught strike 3. Rosa goes down looking. Second strikeout for Barnett.
And both looking. Earlier he got Matienzo on a fastball. This was a breaking pitch to DeRosa. Like a hard slider. Mike thought it was a little bit low. Phil Alvarado said strike 3.
All right, here comes Charlton Jimerson.
He's had a big weekend, Joe. 3 for 8, 5 runs scored, 4 driven in, and 3 stolen bases.
And his best play was in the outfield last night. Takes that one high for a ball.
Took away a home run, jumped over the fence at the 365 sign.
He sure did.
To bring a potential home run back into the park.
One of the better plays I've seen at this level. It was terrific.
And it's been a big weekend off the field for Chewy as well, as he graduated with his degree in computer science on Friday. The first male in his family ever to graduate from a 4-year college.
Ball and a strike on CJ. Some of his family members are here this afternoon.
Sitting down in the right field bleachers. And he's put on a pretty good show for them this weekend.
1-1. Tries to bunt his way on. He gets the microphone. Bullseye.
We have a limp microphone now behind home plate.
All right, well, we're going to need to send our audio man out to fix the microphone. That took a shot there. Right on the nose. Microphone is injured.
Good idea to bunt, though, on the 1-1 count. Miami's still looking for their first base hit.
You lead off right here,
And Jimerson has bunted his way on several times this year.
2-2.
He's a right-handed hitter, and they are playing him straight away. Barnett's 2-2 delivery on the way. Swung and a miss, he struck him out. Strikeout number 3 for Barnett. So far, he's been impressive.
Well, one time through the lineup, he has yet to give up a hit. And this is a 2-2 pitch to Jimerson. It's a good tailing fastball on the outer edge. Chewy couldn't catch up with it. This kid's throwing some gas today, consistently at 89 to 91. They say he's been clocked this year as high as 94. When he threw his perfect game back in April, they said his first pitch of the game was 91. His last pitch of the game was 91.
You gotta like that for consistency. Nettles stands in, takes it on the outside corner for a strike, 0-1.
I think these Miami hitters have got to be aggressive against Barnett. He has jumped ahead of them with fastballs. They got to start swinging earlier in the count. They've been walking all weekend. I don't think this guy's going to give them free passes.
Nettles started the first inning off with a walk. Backed away from that one. 1 ball, 1 strike. Marcus does not have a hit this weekend. He's 0 for 4.
Let's go, Marcus.
Nettles working as the DH in the last 2 games. Backs away from that one. 2 balls and a strike.
And Florida Southern plays Nettles to go the other way. The center fielder Lucas over toward left center. And the right fielder Furbush in right center. So they do not expect him to pull the baseball against Barnett.
Barnett has struck out 3, walked 1, has not given up a hit. That one catches the inside corner for a strike, and it's 2-2. He's holding on to a 2-0 lead that was given to him by Azarias Corbeil. And so far has had good command of his pitches.
He's had outstanding command, and coaching staff says when he throws his curveball to his spots, he is really effective, and he is not afraid, as you see on that pitch, to throw inside. In fact, this season he's hit 14 batters. So he is not afraid to challenge guys on the inside half.
Right there, 1-6.
Nettles works the count full. Now the 3-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. He struck him out. He struck out the side as Barnett sailed through the 3rd. He has struck out 4 in the game. After 3 at Mark Light, Frank will carry through the next 3. It's Florida Southern 2 and the Hurricanes nothing.
There's a new Visa with a low introductory rate that's right for you. Whether it's Aria Persona with a credit limit of up to $1,000, Aria Portrait with lower interest rates and no annual fee, or the privilege of Aria Platinum, the only card you'll ever need. Best of all, at Aria, you don't have to wait. Just visit us online at aria.com for a credit decision in 30 seconds, subject to verification. Or call the toll-free number and apply for your Aria Visa card today.
CJ's back. The catcher, the anchor, the veteran. CJ's back. One of the most popular Marlins ever. A Gold Glove hero and the best partner a pitcher could ever hope for. CJ's back. And that means the tough, talented Marlins just got even better. The Florida Marlins. Call now for season tickets for safe, fun family entertainment. CJ's back every day, every game, all heart.
All right, after 3 at Mark Light, Florida Southern 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors. The Hurricanes so far have been shut out and they have been held hitless. It's 2-0 Florida Southern. We have Marlins baseball later today for you here on Fox Sports Net. The Fisher in San Diego to take on the Padres. Marlins on deck with Jay Randolph. Gets things started at 4:30. Dave and Tommy step in at 5 with the game action. That's later today on Fox Sports Net. Last night, A.J. Barnett throws a no-hitter for the Marlins. In case you missed it, he walked 9 and he no-hit the Padres. The 3rd no-hitter in Marlins history. Charles Johnson caught all 3, or has caught all 3 no-hitters. That 2-2 there under the umbrella? Who is that? I can't tell. All right. At any rate, we go to the top half of the 4th inning, and stepping in with the play-by-play, here's Frank.
Thanks very much, Joe. It'll be the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the Florida Southern lineup. Justin Hancock, Dan Chamberlain, and Mark Furbush. Here's Hancock to lead it off. He's 0 for 1, grounded to short back in the 1st inning. The average at 345. Tom Farmer delivers a called strike 1. This weekend, Hancock is now 2 for 9. He has a home run and a double. Farmer's 0-1 misses away, a ball and a strike. Miami trailing Florida Southern 2-0. Canes won the first 2 games of the series easily, 12-4 and 16-3. However, John Connally Barnett has them stymied so far today. Off-speed pitch, hit in the air, high to left field. Going back, Mike Rodriguez to the track, to the wall, and it's off the scoreboard for a home run. The wind just kept carrying it and carrying, and Justin Hancock has his 13th home run of the season, RBI number 48, and it's 3-0 Florida Southern.
Well, if you're going to have success this afternoon with this wind blowing out, being on the mound, you got to keep the ball down. We talked about that earlier, Frank, and this one coming on a 1-1 pitch, Hancock's 13th of the year. And Tom Farmer gets in trouble. That one in the heart of the plate wasn't up, but Hancock got the meat of the bat on it and drove it out of the ballpark. Good job of hitting by Justin Hancock as Mike Rodriguez thought maybe he had a play, but ran out of room as he ran into the fence.
Second home run of the series for Justin Hancock. And now here's Chamberlain, who looks at a breaking ball for ball one. Chamberlain struck out looking to lead off the second. And Tom Farmer had surrendered only 4 home runs coming into this game all season, and he has given up 2 today in the first 4 innings. Count even at a ball and a strike. I want to welcome Alex Kelly of the baseball marketing department into the booth. And Alex will be telling us a little bit about next weekend series and more specifically senior day as Chamberlain takes a look at a pitch up high, 2-1. Alex, 6 seniors are going to be honored next Saturday. What are the plans for that?
Well, we're looking to have a couple things out here for the guys. Definitely been here for a long time, and one of those things you want to pay respect to these guys. So looking to have a couple things, not going to go into too many details. Like to have you guys come on out and partake in senior day with us.
By the way, all of those 6 seniors graduated on Friday, this past Friday. So congratulations to those players and the families. Curveball swinging a fly ball to left. Medium depth, the wind carrying again, but Mike Rodriguez has plenty of room to make the play for out number 1. Chamberlain is retired for the 2nd time today. Alex, next weekend is the end of the regular season. Then you've got the postseason, hopefully. And we'll know tomorrow for sure, although it's pretty much a done deal, I would think. As far as tickets are concerned for that, do we go through the UM or is that done through the NCAA?
Well, we're going to be announcing, or NCAA, I take that back, we'll be announcing tomorrow if we are going to be the host site. We're going to have all the information up on hurricanesports.com. I'm told it will be about 4 o'clock, the announcements will be made, so go ahead and log on. We have ticket packages available. They are the all-day passes, so you'll not only see our game, but the other games as well. So just log on into hurricanesports.com, and we'll have all that information up for everyone.
Mark Furbush swinging on the first pitch, fouls out to the first baseman, Matienzo. And there are 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Justin Hancock with the leadoff homer in this inning to put Florida Southern up 3-0. Here's Jared Powers, the designated hitter. He was a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning when Tom Farmer struck out the side. First pitch is down low for a ball, 1-0 to Jared Powers. Next pitch in there for a strike. Also, we've got trading card nights coming up next weekend, Alex?
That's correct. Last weekend of the year, we decided, let's pull all the stops out. Let's have as good of a time as we are. So we're going to have our trading card strip number 4 on Friday night. And then we'll finish that up with number 5 on Saturday, followed by an autograph session on Sunday after the game for all of our fans. So we just thought last weekend of the year, let's go out and put on a great show for our fans.
All right, Friday night's cards will be Tom Farmer, Kevin Brown, Greg Lovelady, and Javi Rodriguez. Saturday will be Coach Morris. The assistant coaches, Chris Clute and Charlton Jimerson cards available on Saturday. In the dirt, and the count even up 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on here in the Florida Southern 4th inning.
Alex, Hurricanes this year played in front of more than 2,000 fans. Each ball game averaging over 2,000. So done a pretty good job attendance-wise here at the ballpark.
Yes, we have. A lot of folks have come out and supported us. And, I'll be the first one to tell you we've got the best fans as far as I'm concerned in college baseball. And that's why I think it's a good position for us to host the regionals. Not only let everybody know that we are a good program, but we do have some of the best fans around the nation.
Farmer's 3-2, and it's up high for ball 4. So a 2-out base runner for Florida Southern. Second walk issued today by Tom Farmer. He has also hit a batter. That'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Michael Morales. The second baseman retired on a pop-up to short in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 6 in the series. That's smacked up the middle, but right at Chris Clute, who flips to Javi Rodriguez for the 4th play at second. Our thanks to Alex Kelly from the University of Miami Baseball Marketing Department. Alex, thanks very much. Look forward to the final weekend of the season next week against New York Tech. Middle of the 4th inning, Florida Southern leads the Canes 3-0.
What do all of these people have in common? They all care about the environment, so they all recycle. Help conserve our Earth's precious natural resources. Recycle.
In the last year, Broward residents have recycled over 91,000 tons of newspaper, plastic, glass, aluminum, and steel. Call 765-4999 to learn more. Brought to you by Broward County Board of County Commissioners and partner cities.
This is my wife. Pleased to meet you. And this is little Dougie Jr. Dougie Jr.
You're the boss? You must have a big TV.
Well, I have a few.
Do you have a satellite dish or AT&T digital cable?
I have a dish.
Then you can't get local channels unless you pay more.
I can't.
No, and you bought all expensive equipment when you could use the cable you already had.
I did?
Yeah. How'd you get to be boss?
AT&T digital cable. It's smarter.
Bottom of the fourth inning at Marklight Stadium. Florida Southern leads the Canes 3-0, and a good day to work on the tan here at Marklight Stadium if you're so inclined. It's one way to spend Mother's Day. The Canes are not having a happy Mother's Day so far. They have been no-hit through the first 3 innings by John Connally Barnett. That, however, would qualify as a hit.
Yes, I would say so.
On the hit parade, for sure.
Well, so far, Hurricanes have been shackled by John Connally Barnett. Although Frankie's thrown first pitch strikes only 4 times out of the first 10 hitters. So he's doing a pretty good job of battling back in the count.
Well, in fact, of his 36 pitches so far, 28 have been strikes. So he hasn't missed often. He has had tremendous command today. Here's Mike Rodriguez to lead it off. He smacks a line drive into right field. That's in there for the Canes' first base hit, and it's all the way to the wall. Rodriguez around first. He'll pull into second with a leadoff stand-up double here in the 4th inning. There will be no no-hitter today.
That one was scalded by Mike Rodriguez. His 13th double of the year.
That thing was hit harder than a Mike Tyson sparring partner.
Well, it's not going to knock out John Connally Barnett, but that pitch was up, and Mike turned on it in a hurry. Good action there. Through the zone and drilled it into right field. An easy double for Mike Rodriguez.
Mike's 3rd hit of the series. He officially is 3 for 5. Rodriguez leads off second as Javi Rodriguez steps in. Javi flied to left field back in the 1st inning. He chops it back up the middle. Hollingsworth behind second base makes the play and throws on to retire Javi Rodriguez as Mike Rodriguez moves up to 3rd base. 1 away with Mike Rodriguez now standing at 3rd. Well, Javi showed bunt, trying to get the infield moving and then tried to slap it by somebody. But he didn't hit it hard enough to get it past Hollingsworth behind second base.
Hollingsworth may have been moving. He was moving to his left. That may have helped out as he was able to get behind the bag quickly to gather that one in, make a good throw to first base.
Here's Kevin Howard. Takes a called strike. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to second base in the 1st inning. Canes with their first threat of the afternoon. They trail at 3-0 here in the 4th.
Go Howard!
The outfield plays Howard straight away. Here's the 0-1 to the Canes' 3rd baseman. Swing and a ground ball to short. That'll get the run in. Hollingsworth across to first in time for the out. Howard is retired as Mike Rodriguez scores, and it's now a 3-1 ball game in favor of the Moccasins. Well, Florida Southern willing to concede the run with a 3-0 lead, trading the run for the out. And with the bases empty now, here's Danny Matienzo with 2 away. Matienzo struck out looking to lead off the 2nd inning. His average at 285. Barnett's first pitch in the dirt for ball 1. Matienzo this weekend is 1 for 5. He's scored a couple of runs and driven in 3. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Azarius Corbeil. It's 1-1.
Jim Morris clearly wants Matienzo's bat in this lineup. He had him behind the plate. He had him at first base as he does this afternoon. He also DH'd him. The guy that Jim Morris would like to get cranked up is Kevin Brown, who had a home run last night, but Brownie's just too inconsistent.
Curveball in the dirt, it's 2-1. And Miami has really struggled this year getting production out of what you would hope would be two power positions. That's first base and catcher.
I think that's one of the reasons why Jim continues to juggle his lineup a little bit. Haas Pratt was in there the other night as well.
Hard hit ball gets through on the right side for a base hit. Matienzo aboard with 2 away. Second hit of the inning and of the game for Miami. And that'll bring up the right fielder Kevin Mannix with 2 out and a runner on first here in the Hurricane fourth. Also want to send out Mother's Day greetings to Chris Sheffield's mom, Barbara, back in Texas. Chris is doing fine. And here's Kevin Mannix. He grounded to second in his first plate appearance this afternoon. 0 for 1, his average at .299. Kevin was 2 for 3 with a run scored and an RBI last night. And Barnett's delivery, swing and a ground ball towards short. Hollingsworth goes the short way for the force out on Matienzo. And Barnett is out of the inning. The Hurricanes do get a run on 2 base hits. There was 1 runner left on base. We played 4 full at Marklight Stadium. It's Florida Southern 3, Miami 1.
If you have one of these, you could save lots of this on auto insurance by using one of these to call Unitrin Direct. Now that Unitrin Direct auto insurance is finally available in Florida, you could save hundreds of dollars or more without sacrificing service.
Yes, Unitrin Direct Auto Insurance is finally available in Florida. This means you could save up to 20% or more on auto insurance. But unlike those cut-rate companies, you don't have to give up service. In fact, you'll have your own team of professionals to answer your questions or handle your claims. You don't have to give up security either. We're part of the top-rated Unitrin Insurance family with over 70 years of experience and over $5 billion in assets. Call this number now for a free, no-obligation rate quote and see how much you could save.
So if you think your auto insurance rates are too high, call Unitrin Direct now for a free no-obligation rate quote and see just how much money you could save. You want savings, you want service, you want Unitrin Direct. Call 1-877-876-2608 now.
Back at Marklight Stadium, we go to the top of the 5th inning. Tom Farmer on the mound for Miami. He trails at 3-1. 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors for the Mocs. Miami 1 run on 2 hits and no errors. A couple of home runs by Azarius Corbeil and Justin Hancock have staked Florida Southern to this 3-1 lead. The Miami pitching staff has been the strength of the team all season. One of the guys who handles those pitchers behind the plate is Greg Lovelady, and he talked about the work of the pitching staff.
And I think everyone's getting more comfortable in their roles, especially the bullpen. Our starters, we have 3 great starters, and Tom Farmer's done an excellent job this year. He's a guy that, you know, been tossed around from starter to closer to set a man last year and just never had a role. But this year he's had a role. From day one, he was the number 3 starter and hasn't moved. And I think that just gives him a sense of being comfortable and knowing that the coaches have faith in him to go out there and be a starter every day. And he had that role, and he could handle that and not worry about anything else. And he's done a great job, and Brian Walker's done a great job, and Kiki bounced back from last year, having an okay year, and he's been doing great.
Lovelady with those styling sideburns. Always a great interview. Preparing for his future as a World Wrestling Federation announcer, no doubt.
Okay, I would venture to say, as we look at Tom Farmer, that there aren't too many teams in the country that have 3 starters like Miami. At least the consistency of the 3. They know what their roles are. They pretty much know when they're getting the baseball. Although I think the guy that really has to emerge here in the next couple of weeks must be Brian Walker. He's going to be the guy that they count on to pitch all the big games in the tournament. But so far this year, Frank, Farmer and Bengochea and Brian Walker, those 3 guys, their consistency is a huge advantage for Miami.
And the other advantage Miami has is not many teams can match their bullpen from top to bottom.
Walker's performance last night, okay, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 runs. Didn't have great command of his pitches. Walked 3, struck out 3. A lot of scouts were here to watch Brian Walker last night.
Swing and a miss by Jeff Lucas, and he's down 0-2 leading off the 5th inning for Florida Southern. Lucas today is 0 for 1, a grounder to third. He walked and scored in the first. Here's the 0-2 line towards short. Javi Rodriguez with a diving play on the backhand for out number 1.
Oh, what a fine play by Javi Rodriguez. Got a good jump on that one. Took a base hit away from Lucas. Good anticipation by Javi Rodriguez. Lucas got on top of that one, and Javi diving to his right, outstretched. And a fine play.
Florida Southern's acting head coach Pete Meyer telling me before the game he's had a hard time believing how good a defense Miami's played in this series. He says every time it seems like we're about to get back in the game or to grab a lead, they make a great play.
Jimerson last night, Javi Rodriguez. Hurricanes have turned a couple of big double plays to end innings.
Way to be, make way.
Take one more look at this play by Javi Rodriguez, his shortstop. Very alert, on his toes. Javi knew he had a good chance at it. Diving for it, takes a hit away.
There's Josh Hollingsworth. He's trying to bunt his way on, but bunted it too close to Farmer, who makes the easy play to Matienzo for out number 2. Hollingsworth now officially 1 for 2 with a base hit and a sacrifice to go along with that 1-3 put out. 2 away, bases empty here in the top of the 5th for Florida Southern. And here is Azarias Corbeil. He's hit a 2-run homer in the first and been hit by a pitch in the third.
Earlier this year, Laser Cayazzo told his ball club, fellas, you guys aren't diving for enough balls. Make some great plays. And they have over the last half of the season. A couple of weeks ago, we were here against Florida State. Miami played tremendous defense in that ball game.
Yeah, that was a Sunday afternoon. They played incredible defense that day. There's the 1-strike pitch from Farmer, down and in. A ball and a strike to Azarias Corbeil. Corbeil with the big 2-run homer in the first inning. The senior out of Margate, Florida. Transfer from FIU. 2-1 now the count. Corbeil hit his 15th home run of the year in the first inning. Farmer's 2-1 is a fastball that apparently missed high. For me, that's a strike. Anything below the letters is a strike. 3-1 into dirt and gets away from DeRosa. Corbeil will go down to first base, and he has been on all 3 times. A homer, a hit by pitch, and now a walk.
Now, you didn't buckle behind the plate or anything, did you?
I flinched once.
You flinched once?
After that, I did not. On a pitch in the dirt, I flinched. And I was told in no uncertain terms there will be no flinching during the inter-squad game. And after that, I was fine.
All right. You didn't get hit by any foul balls?
No, didn't get hit. Had all the catcher's gear on. Came away completely safe. Here's the cleanup hitter, Michael Tucker. He takes a look at a strike on the outside edge. Nothing in 1. Tucker is 0 for 2 today. A strikeout and a fly ball to left. Corbeil leads away from first. That pitch misses away. It's 1-1. We're playing the top of the 5th. It's 3-1 Florida Southern. A couple of home runs have accounted for the Mocs runs. One by Corbeil, one by Hancock. That's a strike on the outside corner. And it's 1-2 from Farmer. K-Clap starts here at the light. Farmer looking for strikeout number 5. And he delivers. Swing and a foul tip at the plate. DeRosa could not hang on.
Hit that outside corner.
Good location on the 1-2 pitch. Tucker just got a piece of it to stay alive. A senior from Crestwood, Illinois, Tom Farmer. And time called at home plate. Tom Farmer came down on a recruiting visit. He was sitting here with his father in a game going on in late January or early February when he said back home there's 3 feet of snow on the ground in Chicago. He said, I think I'd like to play here. I'd like to be playing in January and February.
Now, he gets all the Sunday afternoon games, so he gets plenty of sunshine.
Here's the 1-2. In the dirt. Good block by DeRosa. He throws down to first, and they got Corbeil straight too far off the bag. Mike DeRosa picks off the base runner. And it is, in essence, a 1-2-3 inning for Tom Farmer. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th at Mark Light Stadium. The Canes still leading at 3-1 as the tag applied by Danny Matienzo on Azarias Corbeil. The inning is over.
Got a minute? Introducing Jet Wet. Why waste your time and effort with messy liquids or hand-applied products? Look, with Jet Wet, you just spray it on. It's the world's fastest, wettest high-gloss tire shine. No wiping. It's streak-free, fast-drying, water-resistant. And the jet black wet look lasts for weeks. Amazing! Less than 60 seconds for all 4 tires, and you're done. Jet Wet, because wetter is better.
Welcome to the University of Miami, a vibrant place to learn and to live in a tropical setting. As we celebrate our 75th anniversary, I am proud that we have become one of the nation's leading private research universities where students come first. Come join us.
Bottom of the 5th inning here at Mark Light Stadium. Florida Southern leading Miami by a score of 3-1. And to end the top of the 5th, Azarius Corbeil picked off first base as Mike DeRosa threw down to Donnie Matienzo.
I think Corbeil underestimated that DeRosa was going to come. First he's leaning, and I didn't think he really hustled back, but this was a good strong tag by Matienzo. Took it away from Corbeil. That was a good throw by DeRosa, right on the money. Sweeping tag by Matienzo, and that's why Corbeil was thrown out.
And John Kiliansky, the first base umpire, not only made the call, but then ejected Eric Dinapoulos, the first base coach for Florida Southern, for arguing the call.
Kiliansky, he doesn't take a whole lot. They say he is confrontational. Last night he threw Jim Morris out after about 10 seconds. And so here he gets evened up as he throws the coach out from Florida Southern. And Jim Morris got an early exit last night. And Mr. Kiliansky does not listen to too many arguments. I guess if he was a talk show host, he'd cut everybody off.
Sort of like you? Yeah. Here's Chris Clute to lead off the Hurricane 5th inning. Chris flied to right in his only previous appearance in this game. Chris takes up and in for ball 1. Miami's been held to 2 hits through 4 innings. A double by Mike Rodriguez and a single by Danny Matienzo. Clute came into the game with a .268 average. Swings and fouls it away, out of play, behind the first base dugout. Chris this season has 38 base hits, but he gets a lot of production out of him. 31 runs scored, 32 runs batted in. 8 doubles, 3 home runs. 31st round pick by the Houston Astros coming out of Killian High School. Here's the 1-1. Another late swing and another foul. Drifting toward the bleachers on the right side and out of play. And somebody had to make that catch. They did not. 1-2 to Chris Clute. Hurricanes trailing at 3-1. This game much more difficult than the previous 2. Miami an easy 16-3 winner on Saturday night, a 12-4 victor on Friday night.
The great equalizer in baseball, no matter the competition, is the guy on the mound.
Clute looks at the ball in the dirt, 2-2, and we've seen several great pitching performances against Miami this year. Miami with a 40-12 record. And several of those losses have come on just sterling performances. The last one we saw against Virginia, Brandon Cresswell, throwing a 4-hit shutout.
That's what scares you about the regionals. Even when you play a lesser-ranked team, everybody always seems to have at least one good pitcher. And if you run into that guy on one particular night, he can knock you out in a hurry. Good pitching performance can be deadly.
Here's the full count delivery to Chris Clute. Fly ball right field. Furbush backing up, and he'll make the play. 1 away in Miami's 5th inning. Clute retired on a 2nd straight fly ball to right. Well, Pete Meyer, the acting head coach for Florida Southern, said it before the game. If this kid hits his spots, he is very tough to beat. He has a perfect game to his credit this year and is coming off a complete game victory against North Florida on Wednesday night. John Connally Barnett has been in control. Here's Mike DeRosa. He's 0 for 1. He struck out. One of 4 strikeouts on the day so far by Barnett. DeRosa fouls the first pitch away for strike 1. In fact, Barnett struck out DeRosa, Jimerson, and Nettles in order in the 3rd inning.
Well, it certainly does handcuff the Hurricanes' running game when you can't get on base. Makes it a much more efficient game, much easier for your defense to play.
DeRosa with a ground ball to third. Hancock up with it. Throws across the diamond to Tucker for out number 2. DeRosa retired 5-3. Pete Meyer talking to him around the batting cage before the game. He said the big key is keeping these guys off the bases. They just run wild. He said he's never seen a team with the kind of team speed Miami has at the top of the order.
Well, last night Pete Meyer watched the Hurricanes have a double steal twice in the same inning.
And with 2 away and the bases empty, here's Charlton Jimerson. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. His average at 278. Chewy takes a look at strike 1. Jimerson on the year, 2 doubles, 2 triples, 5 home runs, and 24 runs driven in. Three for 9 on the weekend. He scored 5 and driven home 4. Takes a look at a fastball down and away, a ball and a strike. The wind today here at Marklight Stadium blowing from right field corner to the left field corner. And it has helped on Florida Southern's 2 home runs. Miami really has yet to get a well-hit ball airborne to that side of the field. Jimerson swings and fouls it back to the screen. The count at 1-2. The Canes have only had 3 base runners in this game. Nettles, who walked to lead off the 1st. Mike Rodriguez, who doubled to lead off the 4th. And Matienzo, who later in the 4th inning singled. That has been the extent of Miami's presence on the bases. Here's the 1-2. Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss, and Jimerson strikes out for the 2nd time in the game. It's a 1-2-3 inning for John Connally Barnett. We've played 5 full here at Marklight Stadium. Florida Southern still leads Miami 3-1.
And American Airlines presents the 3rd annual Haitian Compas Festival, Saturday, May 19th at Bayfront Park in the heart of downtown Miami.
Haitian Flag Day celebration, representing flags around the globe with live performances by T-Vice representing Haiti, and representing New York is Sin. Also representing Haiti is Azor, and representing Canada is Black Paris.
Representing Miami, singing Top Vice, Design, and the ladies of Miami, Saiba, with special guest comedian Opie Black. It's the 3rd annual Haitian Compas Festival.
The muscle building workout, the fat burning nutrition plan, both in one best-selling video. Fitness Made Simple.
Hi, I'm John Bastow, and like many of you, I tried just about every diet and exercise fad on the market, but nothing gave me the results that I was after. Finally, I used Fitness Made Simple to build the lean, muscular physique, including the tight 6-pack of abs I always wanted, but never was able to see before.
This video is transforming the lives of thousands of men and women. Become one of them by calling now.
A sun-drenched crowd at Marklight Stadium watching as we go to the top of the 6th inning with Florida Southern on home runs by Azarius Corbeil and Justin Hancock leading Miami by a score of 3-1. Frank Fort and Joe Zagacki with you on Fox Sports Net. Tom Farmer goes into his 6th inning of work. Right now he is being outdueled by John Connally Barnett.
Barnett gets the Hurricanes 1-2-3 for the 3rd time in the game. The most hitters he's faced in any inning so far has been 5. So pretty good job by Barnett. Tom Farmer hit with the home run ball this afternoon. He's given up 2 home runs, and that's the big difference in the ball game. Farmer has thrown 83 pitches so far, 50 for strikes.
And he has pitched pretty well. 2 home runs, one by Corbeil to the opposite field, the left, helped out by the wind. And here is Michael Tucker. He was at the plate when Corbeil was picked off first to end the 5th inning. He swings at the first pitch and hits a soft liner right at the second baseman, Chris Clute, for out number 1. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th inning. Here's the 3rd baseman, Justin Hancock. He is 1 for 2, grounded to short in the 1st and hit a solo homer in the 4th inning. That home run, his 13th of the season. And he has now driven in 48 runs. Hancock in the series is 3 for 10. He has a double and 2 home runs.
His father played for the Boston Red Sox back in 1978. After 82, he also played for the Oakland A's. Gary Hancock, I remember him.
Now you've got a good memory then. 1-0 the count to Hancock. Swing and a miss on a fastball. Count even up at a ball and a strike.
His dad probably faced Farmer's uncle somewhere along the line.
Most likely. That fastball catches the outside edge, and it's 1-2. Hancock drafted by the Devil Rays out of junior college in the 49th round. 1-2 is upstairs. It's 2-2. Bases empty with one out here in the 6th inning for Florida Southern. The Moccasins trying to knock off a Division I team for the 5th time this season. They were 4-0 coming into the series against Miami, against D1 teams. That was about a 52-foot curveball.
Farmer didn't follow through on that one.
3-2, full count. Hancock taking his time. Farmer waits for him to step in. Takes the sign from Mike DeRosa and delivers 3-2. Swing and a pop-up. Shallow right center field. Charlton Jimerson on the way in, makes the catch, and there are 2 away. Base is empty for the Mocs here in the 6th inning, and that'll bring up Dan Chamberlain. The left fielder is 0 for 2. He struck out looking in the 2nd and flied to left in the 4th. And in the series, Chamberlain is 1 for 7. Farmer missed away, and it's 1-0. That looked like the BP fastball. It serves as his changeup. 1-0 in the dirt. It's 2-0. Farmer with 4 strikeouts on the afternoon. He has given up 3 walks and also hit a batter. Here's the 2-0 to Chamberlain. Ground ball to short. Javi Rodriguez up and across to Matienzo, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Tom Farmer and the Hurricanes. Middle of the 6th inning here at Marklight Stadium. Florida Southern still leads the Canes by a score of 3-1.
There's a new Visa with a low introductory rate that's right for you. Whether it's Aria Persona with a credit limit of up to $1,000, Aria Portrait with lower interest rates and no annual fee, or the privilege of Aria Platinum, the only card you'll ever need. Best of all, at Aria, you don't have to wait. Just visit us online at aria.com for a credit decision in 30 seconds, subject to verification. Or call the toll-free number and apply for your Aria Visa card today.
Keep up with the Cats during the offseason and log on to FloridaPanthers.com. During the Stanley Cup playoffs, FloridaPanthers.com will be looking back at the year it rained rats, a daily segment celebrating the Panthers' Stanley Cup run of '96. Hear from former players and coaches reliving the most memorable moments in Panthers history.
Right there, unbelievable.
And then at the feed to Jovanovski. Scores! Lowry deflects it! Celebrate the year it rained rats at FloridaPanthers.com.
Bottom of the 6th inning at Marklight Stadium. Florida Southern 3 runs, 3 hits, and no errors. Miami 1 run, only 2 hits, and no errors. There's only one place Florida sports fans can get all the news each night on their favorite Florida teams. The Florida Sports Report is a full 30 minutes of news, highlights, and more. It's 7 nights a week at 10 o'clock right here on Fox Sports Net. That's the Florida Sports Report, including reports by my partner Joe Zagacki.
Got Josh Beckett coming up, I think, tonight on the big show. Hurricanes have had the leadoff man on twice this afternoon, and they will start with the top of the order, and this would be a good time to try to get to John Barnett if Miami could get into that bullpen, which Florida Southern does not want to have to use. See if Marcus Nettles can start things off for the Hurricanes.
Marcus today is 0 for 1. He walked and stole a base in the 1st. He struck out in the 3rd. Officially 0 for 1. And 0 for 5 in the series. Marcus squares the bunt, takes a fastball high for ball 1. John Connally Barnett has been very efficient this afternoon. He's thrown a lot of strikes and kept ahead of the hitters. Here's the 1-0 to Nettles. Swing and a foul toward the 3rd base dugout, and that'll drift out of play. Hancock gave it a look, but ran out of room. Marcus, the first half of the season, was hitting up around 390. He has tailed off in the second half of the season. The on-base percentage is still very good at 471 coming into the game. But he just has not hit the ball with as much authority as he did in the first half of the season. Here's the pitch count on Barnett. A total of 70, 46 for strikes. And the 1-1 to Nettles. Off speed, stays high and away.
One of the things about Barnett, compared to the other pitchers we've seen in this series, one, he's around the strike zone, forcing Miami to swing the bat, but he's not afraid to challenge the Hurricane hitters. He has some trust in his defense.
Here's the 2-1. Nettles fouls it straight back, and the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Defensively, they play Nettles even with the bags at first and third. And the outfield shaded toward left center. Nettles leading off the Hurricane 6th. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Barnett misses with the fastball. It's a full count.
Oh, he doesn't want to walk Marcus Nettles. He wanted that last pitch, because he knows Nettles has the great speed and is the catalyst at the top of the order.
The count full on Marcus Nettles leading off the Hurricane 6th. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And Nettles a strikeout victim for the second time today.
That was a fastball, Frank, that exploded on Marcus Nettles. And again, Barnett challenging. That one running a little bit away from Marcus Nettles, but exploding at home plate. Marcus couldn't catch up to it.
That was some serious heat. And here's Mike Rodriguez, who has one of the 2 Miami hits today. He's fouled out to short, doubled and scored a run in the 4th. Mike shows bunt, takes a look at a ball, just missed the outside corner. Mike's average at .301. He does not have 15 home runs. He has 5. I'm going to correct the graphic there. Don't want to mislead you. He's gotten a lot stronger since last year, but not that strong. Takes a look at a strike on the inside corner. A ball and a strike to Mike Rodriguez. Mike playing left field today and batting second. That one's down and away. 2 balls and a strike. Got away from Corbeil. Nobody on base, so no damage. Bases are empty, as they have been most of the afternoon for Miami. And time called by our home plate umpire, Phil Alvarado, as that ball retrieved from the backstop by one of the Sugar Canes. 2-1 to Mike Rodriguez. Now it's 3-1. Barnett still throwing hard. Pretty impressive looking pitcher. 9-4 coming into the game with a .314 earned run average. And as we mentioned, a perfect game to his credit this season. And Rodriguez looks at ball 4 up high, so he draws a 1-out walk. And that'll bring Javi Rodriguez to the plate. Javi is 0 for 2. He's flied to left and grounded to short. And Mike Rodriguez, 35 out of 36 in the stolen base department this season. And if I was a betting man, I'd have money down that he'd be moving.
That is only the first walk, the second walk of the game, but his first since the first inning. And when you throw strikes the way Barnett has been able to do, one of the ways you can limit the running game is you have the ability to throw a pitch out, Frank. In the first 2 games, because they were not throwing strikes, they didn't have a pitch out. Everything was a ball.
Yeah, you can't afford to waste one when guys aren't throwing strikes.
Exactly.
Barnett throwing over to first. Rodriguez back in. Javi Rodriguez in this series is 3 out of 8. 3 runs scored, 3 RBI, and 3 stolen bases. There goes Mike Rodriguez. Corbeil's throw down is not in time. Second stolen base today for Miami. 36th stolen base in 37 attempts for Mike Rodriguez. And by anybody's standards, that, Joe, is amazing.
No question about it. Good jump by Mike Rodriguez. Pitch on the inside half, the throw on the other side of the bag, and Mike going in head first is there safely.
So Mike Rodriguez in scoring position, and the pitch was called a strike by Phil Alvarado.
If the throw was on the other side of the bag, perhaps they would have had him. Too tough to make the tag on that play.
0-1 to Javi. Down low, good block by Corbeil. Count even up with a ball and a strike. Mike Rodriguez out at second base with his 36th steal of the season. Excellent speed on the base pass. Javi Rodriguez also with very good speed at the plate. Trying to cut into a 3-1 Florida Southern lead. There's a fly ball center field. Lucas going back. Makes the catch for out number 2. Mike Rodriguez tags up, and he'll move over to third base with 2 away. So Javi retired for the 3rd time today. Mike Rodriguez moving up 90 feet. He stands at third with Gino Damari, the third base coach. And here's the cleanup hitter, Kevin Howard. Kevin has grounded to second. He's also grounded to short to drive in a run on the fielder's choice.
Smart move by Mike Rodriguez, thinking, where do I want to be? I need to be at third base. Tagging up, because if that ball would have sailed over the head of Lucas, he would have been able to score easy. So good base running by Mike Rodriguez, knowing the place to be right now is at third base.
Here is Kevin Howard, batting in the cleanup spot today. Takes a look at ball 1, high and away. Canes have struggled to score today after posting 28 runs in the first 2 games of this series. We're playing the bottom of the 6th, 2 away, a runner on third. Pitch to Howard is down low, it's 2-0. And time called by Corbeil. Joe, the Canes just haven't had many good hacks at Barnett today.
He's been overpowering at times with his 6 strikeouts. With 2 strikes, he's been able to finish hitters off. That doesn't happen too often to the University of Miami.
Through 5 2/3 innings, he has allowed just 2 base hits. Howard takes inside, it's 3-0. Now, do you give him the green light, down by 2 runs?
You have Danny Matienzo waiting in the on-deck circle. That would not be Hurricane-style baseball. We'll see if Jim Morris decides to let him swing away, but Matienzo, if Howard reaches, could give Miami the lead.
There's a strike. It's 3-1. Pete Meyer handling the ball club in the absence of head coach Chuck Anderson. On the 3-1 count to Kevin Howard. Here's Barnett's delivery inside for ball 4. Second walk of the inning issued by Barnett. First and third with 2 outs. Runners on the corners for Miami, and here's Matienzo. He struck out looking in the second and singled in the 4th. He has one of Miami's 2 hits. The Canes desperate for some runs. Tom Farmer has pitched pretty well through 6 innings. But the Canes trail at 3-1. Look at Matienzo's numbers on the season, and we're going to get a visit from Dennis Martinez.
Well, this is the hardest that John Connally Barnett has had to work. 18 pitches in the inning. 11 of those pitches have gone for balls so far. This has been his most difficult time, and Florida Southern knows this is the most important out right now in the ball game. They get Matienzo here, and they've got Miami in a little bit of a pickle. 9 outs away at the bottom of the order coming up to start the 7th inning, going away from the Hurricanes' strength.
Dennis Martinez, El Presidente.
And reminding his pitcher, don't get lazy, don't give in, do not capitulate to Matienzo. If you surrender up in the strike zone, then Danny Matienzo is going to give Miami the lead.
Here's your base runners. Mike Rodriguez down at third with great speed. Kevin Howard, a little better than average speed at first. Barnett checks on Howard. Dennis Martinez knows something about perfect games. He threw one himself.
That's right.
And he was witness to one by his pitcher on the mound today. There was a fake throw.
Well, he was off the rubber.
He was off the rubber. Otherwise, it would have been a balk. You cannot fake a throw to first while you're on the rubber. He was trying to catch Mike Rodriguez, straying off third. And Barnett delivers home, down low for a ball.
Question now is, will Jim Morris try to get Kevin Howard into scoring position as Luke DeBold begins to loosen up with the Hurricanes? Or does he have Matienzo just drive in or try to drive him in from first base?
Swinging a foul at the plate. Count even up at a ball and a strike. 2 outs in the Hurricane 6. They trail it 3-1. Mike Rodriguez, who's aboard via the walk and a stolen base. Kevin Howard also walked. Runners at the corners with 2 away, and the cleanup hitter, or rather the 5th place hitter, Danny Matienzo. Freshman All-American last season, 2nd team, selected by Baseball America. Here's the 1-1 from Barnett. Hit hard, center field. Lucas on the way back toward the track, and it's over his head and up against the wall. Rodriguez has scored to make it 3-2. Here comes Kevin Howard. He'll come in and score. And all the way to third base is Danny Matienzo with a stand-up triple and 2 runs driven in. It's a 3-3 ball game. Danny Matienzo delivers in the clutch for the Canes, his 2nd triple of the season.
Well, Corbeil set up outside, but that pitch was not outside. It was inside, middle half of the plate. Matienzo, as he did last night, ripped it to straightaway center field, and Lucas could not get all the way back to make the play. It fell at the base of the wall. Matienzo standing at third, delivering his 2nd triple of the season, and ties the ball game up. Barnett missed with his location, and he paid a huge price.
Now Kevin Mannix with a chance to give the Canes the lead. He looks at a called strike. Mannix today is 0 for 2. He's grounded to second and grounded into a force out. Two away in the Hurricane 6. We're now tied at 3. There's a swing and a fly ball, left field. Chamberlain back to the wall, leaping, and it is gone for a home run. Kevin Mannix, hop on Metro Rail. You are going downtown. His 4th home run of the season, and it's now a 5-3 Miami game. I had to wait for a second because Chamberlain had his glove over the wall trying to bring that one back, but he came up empty.
Well, all of a sudden, John Connally Barnett is falling apart here in the 6th inning. One of the reasons why the command of his pitches. Kevin Mannix extends the arm, low and away, turns on that pitch. Chamberlain went all the way to the wall. Maybe had a bit of a chance. As you said, Frank tried to pull it back, and we look on the replay. And that one, I think, cleared his glove by a good margin. And Mannix gives the Hurricanes the lead.
There's Chris Clute now. He takes a look at a pitch up and in. Kevin Mannix, the sophomore from Syosset, New York, his 4th dinger of the season. And he's given Miami a 5-3 lead. The Miami bats very quiet until this inning. Clute takes up and in again. It's 2-0.
Well, the walks once again come back to haunt Florida Southern. 2 walks in this inning. Both of those walks come around to score.
Clute today has flied to right twice as Pete Meyer looks on. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. It's 2-1.
Hello, Chris.
It's Barnett's game. There's no action in the Florida Southern bullpen. Miami has Luke DeBold up and throwing. Here's the 2-1 to Clute. He grounds it towards second. Michael Morales up and throws on to Tucker for out number 3, but the damage is done. Miami gets 4 runs on 2 hits. A triple by Matienzo and a homer by Mannix. We played 6 full at the light. It's 5-3 Hurricanes.
I don't like change. I've had the same wife for 20 years, the same house for 17 years, and the same car since Reagan was president. So when my friend Earl told me to change my auto insurance to Unitron Direct, I thought he was crazy. I've never heard of Unitron Direct, I told Earl. So he says they're part of the Unitron insurance family, and they've been selling insurance since 1926. But I've been with the same company for 17 years. Why should I change now? Because, Ezra, Unitron Direct could save you hundreds of dollars a year.
How much can Unitron Direct save you? Give us a call for a free rate quote. No pressure, no obligation. Unitron Direct's low rates could save you hundreds of dollars a year with no loss in coverage. You'll even have your own dedicated team of representatives to look out for your best interests. And remember, the Unitron family of insurance companies has more than 70 years of experience and over $5 billion in assets. So you can count on us to be there when you need us.
Now that's the kind of change I do like. So I switched.
Call 1-877-744-7604 now.
6 complete at Mark-Light Stadium. 5 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Hurricanes. 3-0 for Florida Southern. Kevin Mannix, the hero right now, with a 2-run homer. And that allows Jim Morris to go to the bullpen, and Luke DeBold comes on for the University of Miami, his 34th appearance of the year. DeBold with a record of 2-1, an earned run average of 1.29. He has struck out 52 this year and walked 5. He has 4 saves. Has pitched in 42 innings, allowed 34 hits, 7 runs, 6 of those earned. Luke DeBold on for Tom Farmer. A good day's work for Tom Farmer. A 3-hitter through 6 innings. He completed 6 innings, allowed 3 hits and 3 runs, did Tom Farmer.
Well, Luke DeBold's done an outstanding job in the setup role for Miami this year. And as you mentioned, the strikeout to walk ratio borders on the unbelievable.
So DeBold will face Furbush, Powers, and Morales. As Florida Southern bats here in the 7th inning, the Hurricanes coming back to grab the lead. Furbush today, nothing for 2. He has struck out and popped up. He fouled out to the first baseman. Back in the 4th. DeBold misses down low, ball 1. Hurricanes looking for win number 41 for the season. Furbush is just 1 out of 7 in this series. DeBold's 1-0, hit hard in the ground, 1 hopper to Howard. Fires on to first and just does get him. 1 out in the 7th.
Nice play by Kevin Howard. Just spearing that sharp 1 hopper. And a closer play than you might expect at first base. Kevin took his time. And does get Furbush by about a half a step. Furbush, by the way, his father is the chief financial officer for the Boston Red Sox. So I guess if he doesn't get drafted, somebody's not getting a paycheck.
Well, that read. Guess he has free tickets no matter what. There's Jared Powers. Powers a .321 hitter, 7 homers, 29 runs driven in. Nothing for 1 today. Is struck out and walked. Chops that one foul toward the Florida Southern dugout. He's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Powers has a couple of hits in this series.
Luke DeBold, the junior, out of Dyer, Indiana. As you look at Barnett in the dugout, who stands to pick up the loss today. And if Miami's bullpen can hold the lead, Tom Farmer would pick up his 11th victory. Luke DeBold has been a revelation in Miami's bullpen this year. Done a great job as the setup guy. Last night pitched an inning and a third, scoreless with 3 strikeouts.
DeBold got him swinging.
And a gorgeous pitch, sidearm breaking ball. And you could see how much he took off this pitch as Powers was way out in front of it. Gives him the big motion, the big arm movement, but look at how that pitch just almost stops in midair. And just a flailing one-handed swing by Powers just to try and spoil the pitch and foul it off, but DeBold has a strikeout.
There's Morales, and that one gets back into the strike zone. Nothing in 1. Morales today, nothing for 2. Reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. DeBold's 0-1 on the way. That one is fouled away. Farmer officially 6 innings, 3 runs, all earned, 3 hits. Struck out 4, walked 3, 93 pitches, 55 for strikes.
Funny thing about DeBold, he came out of high school as your standard 3/4 overhand pitcher. Laser Collazo took a look at him and said, "Son, I think you can be a sidearm."
Now the 0-2 delivery. Struck him out. An easy frame for DeBold in the 7th. Florida Southern retired in 1-2-3 fashion by the Miami reliever. 7th inning stretch around the corner at the light. It's the Hurricanes 5 and the Moccasins 3.
Bob. I might be a little late. Tell them I'll be there as soon as I can.
Good afternoon.
Nextel, more ways than anyone to communicate with everyone.
Got a minute? Introducing Jet Wet. Why waste your time and effort with messy liquids or hand-applied products? Look, with Jet Wet, you just spray it on. It's the world's fastest, wettest high-gloss tire shine. No wiping. It's streak-free, fast-drying, water-resistant. And the jet black wet look lasts for weeks. Amazing! Less than 60 seconds for all 4 tires, and you're done. Jet Wet, because wetter is better.
They're stretching at the light. Miami leading this one 5-3. Hurricanes with just 4 hits in the game, but they have made them count. And the Moccasins have been held to 3 hits as well. Good ball game so far here for the fans on Mother's Day. Have to wish my mom a happy Mother's Day, and my wife as well, Frank.
And to my wife and my mom as well. Happy Mother's Day.
They enjoyed a nice brunch today with Alex.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true.
There comes the catcher, Mike DeRosa. We had hamburgers.
That's what we had last night for Mother's Day.
Okay. Hamburgers at the ballpark. Mike DeRosa, nothing for 2 this afternoon. Mike hitting at .220 now. He has 8 homers. He's driven in 23.
Catching has been a position where Miami really has been searching this year. DeRosa did not hit well at all in the first half of the season. The 8 home runs is good, but the .220 average is not. He does a pretty good job defensively. Greg Lovelady does a terrific job defensively. And Love has a home run in this series. He hit one Friday night. But you wonder if he could, on a consistent basis, handle that catching from a hitting standpoint.
There's Barnett's numbers by the inning. The 6th inning is most difficult. 24 pitches in the 6th inning. This one hit sharply. Third baseman Hancock, long throw in time, just does get DeRosa. Nice play by Tucker on the other end.
Well, Tucker saved his third baseman an error. Hancock made a nice backhand stab, threw it low in the dirt, but the scoop by Tucker retired DeRosa. Watch this, sort of an in-between hop into the body. Hancock did a nice job catching the ball, but that is a good scoop at first base by Michael Tucker for out number 1.
Looked like Derek Lee helping out Luis Castillo and Alex Gonzalez last night. There's Charlton Jimerson in the pitch. Down there for a strike. He showed bunt. 0-1. Chewy today having a rough afternoon. He's 0 for 2 with a pair of strikeouts for the year at .275. He has homered 5 times.
He had a good first 2 games of this series, but has struggled today.
Now the 0-1. That one's nubbed in front of the plate. Barnett has it, turns, fires, got him. Threw that one into the base runner, but Tucker again is there. 2 down in the Hurricanes' 7th. And back to the top of the order. And Marcus Nettles, nice defense here, Frank.
And Barnett got off the mound well, his throw tailing to the inside, but Tucker showing on consecutive plays that he knows how to handle the footwork and handle himself around the bag at first. The footwork by the first baseman, a very underrated skill in the game of baseball. You can be a big, tall guy, you can have a great glove, but if your footwork is wrong, you're not going to be as good a fielding first baseman as you need to be.
Michael Tucker over at first base. Now Marcus Nettles climbs in. Marcus today 0 for 2 with a walk. He has struck out twice. He's 0 for 6 in the series. First one is high for a ball. Alex Prendez loosening up in the Miami bullpen.
And the reason for that is Azarias Corbeil is the 3rd scheduled hitter in the top of the 8th inning.
The 1-0 is on the way. Down low, 2 balls and no strikes.
If there's a concern for Miami as they head into the postseason, it's to get guys like Marcus Nettles going. Marcus has struggled with the bat the last month, and they would like to see him on base a little bit more. He's been getting his share of walks and certainly steals, but he just hasn't been on base via the base hit as much as he was during the first half of the season. And that's going to be important in postseason play.
Playing the 7th inning here, the Hurricanes have pushed 4 hits on the board. Florida Southern has 3. Pitch on the way to Nettles. Inside for ball 4. So the Hurricanes have a 2-out base runner.
Well, it's one of those hot and cold days for Marcus Nettles. He's got 2 walks and 2 strikeouts.
4th walk of the afternoon given up by Barnett. And now Mike Rodriguez.
And with 2 away, I would think Marcus would be running, trying to get in scoring position with 2 men out.
I would agree with that. Mike working on a 1-for-2 day. He has doubled and scored twice. Nettles is not going.
Sort of a semi-pitch out there, as they were trying to read the game along with Miami, figuring Nettles might be going on the first pitch. As you said earlier, Joe, with Barnett's control as good as it's been, they can afford to pitch out.
Nettles will get his lead with Taylor holding the bag. Rodriguez had a double in the 4th inning, and he ripped it to right field. The 1-0 pitch on the way. 2 balls and no strikes now on the Hurricanes left fielder. Mike has 3 hits in this series.
2 of those are doubles. We've seen how important the running game can be to Miami. It's helped today. There goes Nettles.
And the throw down to second's not going to be in time. An easy stolen base for Nettles with a pop-up slide. Number 40 for Marcus Nettles.
3rd of the day for Miami. He gets a great jump. Not a bad pitch to throw on, but Corbeil, again, the throw tailing to the first base side of second. And no chance to apply the tag on the part of the second baseman, Morales. In fact, he does a pretty good job to keep that ball from going into center field. So the Hurricanes now have stolen 15 out of 16 attempts this weekend.
2 balls and 1 strike in the pitch. And there for a strike, evens the count at 2-2. Hurricanes sent 18 batters to the plate in the first 5 innings as Corey Perkins loosens in the bullpen. 11 to the plate in the last inning and a plus. It made John Connally Barnett work. Nettles is running. Swung on, fouled away. Oh, nice
and a good catch.
Grandstand here.
Nicely done.
How about that? Give
Minus
that
the
fan
glove.
a contract.
Minus the glove. Barehanded play. Interesting that they would have Nettles running from second base with 2 outs.
With 2 outs and a left-handed hitter. Hurricanes feeling good about their 5-3 lead. Barnett checks on Nettles. He's not going. Mike just got a little piece of it. We have Marlins baseball coming up later on here on Fox Sports Net. So what kind of encore the Marlins have after last night's performance by A.J. Barnett.
One of the stranger no-hitters you'll ever see. One reason is, I say that is, he had 9 walks. The other reason is, I heard him say on television, he only threw about 10 curveballs in the game. He was just going with the 2-seam and the 4-seam fastball.
Brad Penny gets the start this afternoon. He's gone 13 straight outings without a loss. That's the most in the major leagues. 2-2 is outside. 3 balls and 2 strikes.
And that Marlin rotation looks pretty good for the future when you factor in Josh Beckett with Brad Penny, with Dempster, with AJ. And who knows if Matt Clement can get his control. He's got good stuff. Chuck Smith, although he's a little bit older, he's 30.
Nettles running on the 3-2. Rodriguez lifts it in the air on the infield. Tucker trying to find it, so it's Corbeil. This is going to be a problem. It's Tucker who makes the catch. And that's all for Miami in the 7th. No runs, no hits. There was a walk. We've completed 7 full at the lake. Canes 5 and the Moccasins 3.
It killed my
AT&T's broadband technology delivers over 100 channels with thousands of hours of programming, featuring an enormous selection of movies directly into millions of homes every day. You want a little butter with that?
This is my wife. Pleased to meet you. And this is little Dougie Jr. Dougie Jr.
You're the boss? You must have a big TV.
Well, I have a few.
Do you have a satellite dish or AT&T digital cable?
I have a dish.
Then you can't get local channels unless you pay more.
I can't.
No, and you bought all expensive equipment when you could use the cable you already had.
I did?
Yeah. How'd you get to be boss?
AT&T digital cable. It's smarter.
We go to the 8th inning. The Hurricanes leading this one 5-3. They've out-hit the Moccasins 4-3. Happy Mother's Day, and I want to say happy Mother's Day to all the moms, for all of our technical staff as well. Everybody that just does a fine job for bringing you Hurricane baseball, and a special hello to Tanya Gamble, wife of our technical director Keith Gamble, wishing her a happy birthday, Mother's Day, and 18th month wedding anniversary. A trifecta, Frank.
Vince Vasquez saying happy birthday to his mom.
Or happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. Excuse me. What is that, 18th month anniversary?
Yeah,
that's one. Stretching it a little bit, isn't it?
Keith, are you trying to... he's got something going on there. There's Jeff Lucas bunting. The Bold has it. Turns, fires, got it. One down here in the 8th inning.
Luke DeBold has retired 4 straight since coming on in relief of Tom Farmer. Alex Prendez, the lefty, still up in the Canes bullpen. My guess is, Joe, that if Hollingsworth gets on, they might bring in Prendez to face the lefty, Corbeil. If the bases are empty for Corbeil, they might let Luke stay in the game.
Hollingsworth has 1 hit in 2 official trips. DeBold on the corner with that one, 0-1. Hollingsworth 4 for 9 in the series, a .332 hitter. And the pitch. Just got a little piece of that one. He's behind in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, Luke's got like 3 speeds on that curveball. Slow, slower, and slowest.
Well, it's been very efficient so far. He's retired all 4 hitters that you've seen.
George Huguette, the righty, has joined Prendez in the Hurricane bullpen.
The Bold is ready for the 0-2 pitch. That one misses outside, a ball and 2 strikes.
Tried to sneak a fastball by on the outside edge. It's a good pitch on 0-2.
Here comes the 1-2. Down low, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Hurricanes leading this one 5-3, playing the 8th inning at Mark Light Stadium.
Now, Luke is just so tough on right-handed hitters with that sidearm motion, but it's not just the motion. He's got good movement on his fastball. He throws the curveball effectively.
Now the 2-2. Swing on a miss. He struck him out. 3rd strikeout for DeBold, the 7th for Miami pitchers.
DeBold now with 55 strikeouts in 43 2/3 innings of work. That's a curveball that stayed up, but the good movement, and Hollingsworth couldn't catch up to it. You see he's a little bit out in front of it. And as I mentioned, DeBold throws that curveball with a couple of different speeds. And here comes Jim Morris. And he may be going to the situational lefty here, and he is. Alex Prendez will be coming into the game. We have a pitching change here at Mark Light Stadium. Alex Prendez on with 2 outs in the 8th. Miami leads Florida Southern 5-3. A job well done by Luke DeBold.
Hey, Brad. Let's meet the starting lineup for your Florida Marlins. At second base, Luis Castillo. In right field, Eric Owens. In left field, number 30, number 1 in your hearts, Cliff Floyd.
The rest of the team's there too. I cut them all out, and you see how they all fit together. It's a whole lineup. It was like, team unity. That was the idea.
I was blessed because my mother, she served as everything.
I learned a lot about the bond between a mother and a child.
A tribute to mothers beyond the glory. Tonight at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Florida has a nightly sports report dedicated to hometown teams and hometown highlights. Your teams, your town, your show. The Florida Sports Report, tonight at 10 on Fox Sports Net.
It's a 5-3 lead here in the bottom half, or rather the top half of the 8th inning, with 2 outs and nobody on. And you're looking at Alex Prendez on in relief for Laser Callazo and Jim Morris. Prendez, the 3rd Miami pitcher of the afternoon.
This will be his 30th appearance. Alex with no record, no saves. He's pitched 11 2/3 innings, 19 hits, 15 runs, 10 earned, 18 strikeouts, and 6 walks. Opposing hitters hitting .339 against him. But as you would surmise from the 29 appearances and only 11 2/3 innings pitched, Alex's job is usually just get 1, maybe 2 hitters. And his job now, get Azarias Corbeil.
Well, he really thwarted the Florida State attack. Saw the Knowles in there. Corbeil swings and lines this one foul down the left field line. Corbeil homered in the 1st inning, was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, and walked in the 5th, and then was picked off. 0-1 to Corbeil. The 0-1 delivery on the way. Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
I was talking to Corbeil before the game. I still call him Al from his FIU days. And he said that they brought Prendez in to face him last night. Did they not, Joe?
Yes, they did.
And he said, that guy just wore me out.
There's a ground ball to second. Clute moving to his left, has it in time, and that's all for Florida Southern. Corbeil retired. So are the Moccasins in order. 1-2-3. We head to the last half of the 8th inning. The Hurricanes lead this one by a score of 5-3.
Are you one of the millions of American males who would like increased sexual energy? If you've been considering Viagra as a solution, consider something different. All-natural Enerx. Clinical studies show various ingredients of Enerx enhance sexual energy, increasing desire, performance, and satisfaction. Enerx is all natural with no side effects. With Enerx, you'll feel the increased energy within minutes and with no chemicals. We're so sure you and your mate will be completely satisfied. We'll offer you a 30-day, no questions asked, full refund. Enerx stimulates sexual energy by expanding the blood vessels, causing increased blood flow to specific areas of the body. Unleash the power of Enerx now.
Call 1-800-706-9656 toll-free, and it will be delivered discreetly to your home. Get results using the safe, all-natural alternative, Enerx.
Heading to the bottom half of the 8th inning, the Hurricanes with a 5-3 lead. They've out-hit Florida Southern 4-3. Neither team has committed an error.
Is this the movie Wag the Dog?
That's Hurricane, right?
That's Hurricane. It was a stray dog that Keith Gamble, one of our guys on the production crew, took home, and Hurricane brought him back to the ballpark today to show everybody he's doing well.
Hurricane is in good shape. All right, the regional sites will be announced tomorrow. Hurricanes are locked to get that. Pairings will be announced the following Monday. College World Series in Omaha starts June 18th. And for more information, you can log on to hurricanesports.com. It's May Madness in terms of college baseball.
There's my man David Silver with the black lid on there.
Right. Peter as well. Here we go to the Hurricanes half of the 8th inning. Javi Rodriguez will dig in. Javi hitting .385, 5 homers. He's driven in 49 this year.
And leads the country in stolen bases.
And the pitch. One is fouled away.
Well, you got to say that John Connally Barnett has done an outstanding job today for Florida Southern, although it may not be good enough. He's only given up 4 hits to a top 5 Division I team. And in one poll, a team ranked #1.
Bobby takes the 0-1, and it's in there for a strike, 0-2.
And that's one of the reasons he's been effective, changing speeds, hitting his spots. He gave Javi heat on the first pitch, took something off that second pitch, and froze him.
Had trouble in the 6th inning. Miami touched him up for 4 runs. The 0-2 delivery on the way. Outside for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Hobby hitless this afternoon, nothing for 3. 2 for 9 in the series. And the 1-2 on the outside corner, a called strike 3. Hobby didn't like it at all, but that was a good breaking ball.
Rough day at the plate for Hobby as he takes the collar in 4 trips. Phil Alvarado rings him up. Let's see what Barnett threw him. Hard slider or breaking ball, and that's been a strike all day. About thigh high, outside edge, maybe at a couple inches off the outside edge, but as I mentioned earlier, seeing Phil Alvarado a lot, that is almost always a strike for Phil.
Here comes Kevin Howard, hitting number 4 this afternoon in the pitch.
And that's something the Miami hitters should know because they see Alvarado a lot.
Howard tried to hold up the swing, but Jeff Lampert said he went around, nothing in 1 on the Miami third baseman. Howard nothing for 2. He's walked and scored. He also drove in a run. Back in the 4th inning with a ground ball to the shortstop. The 0-1 delivery. That's lined in the left field. That one may go all the way to the wall, and it does. Chamberlain running it down. Howard racing towards second, and he is in with a 1-out stand-up double.
And that is his 15th double of the season. That leads the ball club. Now Miami with a chance to tack on an insurance run here. As Howard aboard in scoring position with only 1 out.
Kevin Howard going the other way.
Yeah, gets the fastball up around the belt, and you see keeps the head down. Nice level swing, and that's a ball he handles. Kevin is at his best when he does try to take the ball the other way because he is a pure gap hitter. And now we have a visit to the mound from Pete Meyer, and that may be all for John Connally Barnett.
Powers is loosening in the bullpen, and they will make a move to the bullpen. There's the call. So that's going to be all for John Connally Barnett, who did an outstanding job on the mound this afternoon, keeping his ball club in the game. We'll take a break with a pitching change. Last half of the 8th inning, the Hurricanes leading at 5-3. Matienzo will be at the plate when we come back.
It's Rays Ball. Be part of it when your Rays challenge the Detroit Tigers May 18th, 19th, and 20th. On Sunday the 20th, the first 15,000 fans receive a Rays floppy cap, compliments of More TV 32. Plus, it's a St. Pete Times Family Fun Day. Get an outfield ticket, hot dog and Pepsi for $12 with the coupon from the Times. Just call us toll-free at 888-FAN-RAYS. Rays Ball. Be part of it.
We know sweat on hardwood, blood on ice, flesh on diamonds, rings and ties. We know hearts beat stronger, hopes hope harder. For victory, our souls we barter. We know karmic waves of pride and glory, and when pain's the only story, we know the tears you're concealing. You know we know the feeling.
Well, John Connally Barnett gets knocked out here in the 8th inning after 7 1/3 innings. A 5-hit ball, allowing the 5 runs. And the new pitcher is Corey Perkins, coming on for the 18th time this year. An earned run average of 4.72, 21 strikeouts against 9 walks, 26 2/3 innings, 26 hits, 17 runs, 14 of those earned. He has 1 save. Looks like a sidewinder, much like Luke DeBold. You see that a lot in college baseball.
Yeah, 21 strikeouts to 9 walks. Perkins did appear in the game on Friday night, pitched 1 scoreless inning. No hits, walked 2, did not strike out a batter. And the crowd here at Mark Light Stadium, a small crowd on Mother's Day, gave John Connally Barnett an ovation as he left the ball game, as John Connally Barnett went 7 1/3, gave up 5 runs on 5 hits, and he is responsible for Kevin Howard out at second base.
122 pitches, 73 4 strikes. Danny Matienzo. Danny had the big hit in the ball game, or one of the big hits. A 2-run double to center field in the 6th. Takes that one in there for a strike. That tied the ball game at 3. Danny working on a 2 for 3 afternoon. Had triple his 2nd of the year. He had a double in the ball game last night. They did center field, a triple this afternoon to the same spot. Here, a ground ball to short. Hollingsworth has it, checks Howard back and fires in time to retire Matienzo. 2 down now in the Miami 8th inning, and here comes Kevin Mannix. And Kevin Mannix has the big hit. He broke the tie with a 2-run homer in the 6th inning.
And these are two guys, Matienzo and Mannix, coming up with big hits today. Two sophomores that have had kind of down seasons from their freshman years. See the batting average for Mannix, not bad at .301, but the 4 homers and 29 RBI. Miami was expecting more out of Kevin.
Had a couple of kids peeking over the fence in left field. The umpire said, no ticket, no baseball.
It's not like it's that expensive to get in here.
Well, you have them out there. They had, they were trying to peek over the Fox Sports Net sign.
Well, at least they picked the right sign.
Yes, they did. Here's the pitch to Mannix. Swings and doesn't get it. 0-1. 5-3 Hurricanes. Howard with his lead at second. And the pitch. Inside, 1 ball, 1 strike. Hurricanes bullpen, George Huguette loosening up. Huguette has been stellar in the closer role for the Hurricanes. We'll get one more opportunity or another opportunity to close it out. Mannix waits for the 1-1, and now Perkins steps off.
If you get a guy that certainly has come out of nowhere, a true freshman, to be Miami's closer.
The 1-1. Mannix swings and doesn't get it. Strike 2. Well, each year that the Hurricanes have won the national championship, they have had a solid closer. Whether it's Danny Smith, Rick Rather, or Mike New.
It's something that Ron Frazier believed in. It's something that Jim Morris believes in. Specialization in pitching.
Now the 1-2. Outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes.
This guy does look a lot like DeBold, this Perkins pitcher for Florida Southern. Comes from way down under with that sidearm delivery. Very, very tough for the right-handed hitters to pick up the baseball.
That one's in the dirt. Did Mannix go around? Yes, he did. So the Hurricanes are out in the 8th inning. No runs. There was 1 hit. A double was wasted as Howard is stranded at second. Last call for Florida Southern. Hurricanes 5, the Moccasins 3.
Yo.
Thompson, Gilman here. You at the office?
How's the trip going, sir?
Fine. Did Mackenzie's email say $4 million? And when's the meeting?
Call you right back.
Introducing Mobile Office Email. Calendar, contact list, email, right on your phone.
$4 million and the meeting's at 10.
Excellent work. Why don't you go home early?
Nextel. More ways than anyone to communicate with everyone.
There's a new Visa with a low introductory rate that's right for you. Whether it's Aria Persona with a credit limit of up to $1,000, Aria Portrait with lower interest rates and no annual fee, or the privilege of Aria Platinum, the only card you'll ever need. Best of all, at Aria, you don't have to wait. Just visit us online at aria.com for a credit decision in 30 seconds, subject to verification. Or call the toll-free number and apply for your Aria Visa card today.
Hurricanes trying to protect a 2-run lead in the top half of the 9th inning. Leading this one 5-3. Jim Burke Jr. is on in right field for Kevin Mannix. So Jim Burke Jr. in right field. Kevin Brown is the Hurricanes' new first baseman for Danny Matienzo for defensive purposes. And on the mound, the Hurricanes closer, Frank, George Huguette.
Well, Huguette's done an outstanding job this year. This will be his 36th appearance. He's 1-0 with a 2.43 ERA, 11 saves, 33 in the 3rd innings, 28 hits, 13 runs, 9 of those earned. He's got 27 strikeouts against 12 walks, opposing hitters with a .235 average against George Huguette. He hasn't had very many save opportunities. In fact, none since the Florida State series up in Tallahassee. But this will be a save opportunity with a 2-run lead. And the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in there for Florida Southern.
He saved all 5 games against Florida State in the 2 series. Miami took 5 out of 6. Here's Tucker. In there for a strike, 0-1. Tucker struck out in the 1st, flied out to left in the 3rd, lined out to the second baseman Clute in the 6th. 0 for 3, the 0-1. Driven foul, 0-2. Huguette does what a closer needs to do, and that's throw strikes. and gets in front of hitters. The 0-2 delivery. Ball strike 3, got him on the outside corner. The 8th strikeout by Hurricane pitchers this afternoon.
And 10 batters in a row now retired by Miami pitching. That spans Farmer, Prendez, as you see that fastball tailing back just on the outside edge. And Tucker took it staring. So between Farmer, DeBold, Prendez, and Huguette, 10 in a row now retired.
Justin Hancock, first ball swinging and fouls it away. 2 outs to go here in the 9th inning. Huguette tied for second in the nation with 11 saves. This is a save opportunity. Hancock at .347 with 13 homers. That's in there for a strike, 0-2.
Now this is what you, as you said, Joe, you love to see a closer do. Come in, throw strikes, be around the plate, challenge the hitters, have enough confidence in your stuff that you challenge the hitters.
Hancock waits, you get deals. Breaking ball in the dirt.
Tried to get him to chase on 0-2.
Hancock homered in the 4th inning.
George is not the most imposing guy you're going to see physically as a closer, but he's got very good stuff, good movement, good location.
He kicks and deals. Swung on, hit hard on the ground, and threw on into center field. A 1-out base runner here in the 9th inning for the Moccasins. And that brings to the plate the tying run in Dan Chamberlain. Chamberlain has struck out, fly to left, and grounded out to short. 9th inning, 1 out. Miami leading it 5-3. Chamberlain, a big kid, will dig in. And he does have pretty good pop in his bat.
He's got 8 homers this year, 34 driven in. And this thing not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Huguette looking for a ground ball. Brown is holding the bag at first. On the pitch. Kerr for a strike, 0-1.
Only 9 hits in the ballgame total. 4 for Florida Southern, 5 for the Hurricanes.
The 0-1, that one is lined into right field. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Making the turn at second, headed for third is Hancock. He'll make it without a throw. And don't look now, but the Moccasins are making some noise.
Well, that wasn't the hardest hit ball you'll ever see. In fact, it almost seemed like he hit it off the rubber on the end of the bat. It didn't make a loud ping. It just sort of made a little metallic sound. He didn't get a lot of it, but Chamberlain got enough to poke it into right field. Now, that's one of those metal bat base hits. If that's a wood bat, that's in half.
Pinch runner is Gilbert Martinez.
He is Dennis Martinez's son, former major leaguer and the pitching coach for the Moccasins.
Laser Callazo is going to come out of the dugout with runners at the corners, and I think they're also going to discuss the situation here with Martinez.
Yeah, maybe a double steal, yeah. Or sending the runner, trying to get him in scoring position to avoid the double play. There's father and son down at first base. Dennis Martinez now coaching first after Eric Danapolis was ejected earlier in the game.
Martinez played in the ball game last night. He played in center field. Dennis Martinez threw out the first pitch this afternoon. Now Mark Furbush will stand in. Huguette starting to feel a little heat. Trying to hold on to this 2-run lead here in the 9th inning.
Well, he actually made a good pitch to Chamberlain, but Chamberlain with a nice job to get enough of it to go the other way and plunk it in for a base hit.
Well, earlier Pete Myers said, he told Frank, every time we have a threat in this series, Miami defensively makes a play. Well, a ground ball would end the ball game. Huguette from the belt in the pitch. On the corner for a strike, 0-1. All 4 hitters that Huguette has faced, he has started them off with a first pitch strike. Runners at first and third, 9th inning, 1 out. 5-3 Miami. Huguette's 0-1 delivery, but first a quick toss to first, and back in time is Martinez. Kevin Brown holding the bag there.
Furbush with very good extra base power. He's got 18 doubles, 5 triples, and 6 homers.
Strong right-handed hitter. Hurricanes are playing him just about straight away. That one's outside. DeRosa smothering it. Ball and a strike. Runners at the corners. Hancock at third and Martinez over at first. Behind him, TJ Prunty loosening in the bullpen. But the story right now is at the plate and Mark Furbush. There's Prunty. The 1-ball, 1-strike pitch. Swung on, tapped toward third. Howard, the second for one. The relay to first is not in time. Scoring from third is Hancock. Tough play to try to turn 2 on, but the Hurricanes made it close. Martinez erased at second base. Furbush aboard with the fielder's choice. 2 down here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, very difficult, almost impossible to turn a double play on a ball hit that slowly to go around the horn. Kevin had to go well to his left, about 4 or 5 steps, and Klute did a good job just to get the ball off to first base. So the Hurricanes give up the run in exchange for the out. Furbush now on first base with 2 away.
1 out to go. Huguette to Powers. In there for a strike, 0-1. All 5 hitters, he has started off with the first pitch strike.
Now that's important for any pitcher, but particularly a closer.
Powers today, 0 for 2, a walk sandwiched between 2 strikeouts. On the 0-1. Swung on, hit in the air to left field. Mike Rodriguez drifting back. The ballpark will hold it. Rodriguez makes the catch, and the Hurricanes win the ball game. Powers gave it a ride, but not deep enough, and the Hurricanes hold on. In the inning, they get 1 run with 2 hits. Strand a runner. The Hurricanes sweep the series. 5-4 the final here at Mark Light Stadium. We'll come back and wrap things up as the Hurricanes win for the 41st time this year, improving their record of 41-12. 5-4 the final.
AT&T's broadband technology delivers over 100 channels with thousands of hours of programming, featuring an enormous selection of movies directly into millions of homes every day. You want a little butter with that?
This is my wife. Pleased to meet you. And this is little Dougie Jr. Dougie Jr.
You're the boss? You must have a big TV.
Well, I have a few.
Do you have a satellite dish or AT&T digital cable?
I have a dish.
Then you can't get local channels unless you pay more.
I can't.
No, and you bought all expensive equipment when you could use the cable you already had.
I did?
Yeah. How'd you get to be boss?
AT&T digital cable. It's smarter.
Hurricanes baseball on Fox Sports Net has been brought to you by Nextel. Now business gets done. Call 1-800-NEXTEL-9. On a beautiful day for baseball at Mark Light Stadium on Mother's Day, the Hurricanes celebrating as they win again. They sweep the Moccasins of Florida Southern. A close one, 5-4. Powers just missed. The hits were even at 5 apiece. Farmer, the winner, 11-2. Huguette gets his 12th save of the year. Barnett tagged with the loss. He drops to 9-5.
Well, Joe, a very well-pitched, well-played game, errorless ball. Both pitching staffs doing a very nice job, and it was just the clutch hits by Matienzo and Mannix of the Hurricanes in that 4-run 6th inning, which carried them to victory. Good outing by Barnett, the Florida Southern pitcher. He suffers the loss. He's now 9-5, but he pitched very well. Tom Farmer picks up 11 wins. An outstanding year for the senior Tom Farmer.
Today's Nextel player of the game is Danny Matienzo. Matienzo coming up in a key situation here in the 6th inning. A deep drive to center field over the head of Lucas. A 2-run triple that tied the ball game and really got things going for the University of Miami. Lucas went back about as far as he could go, but could not reach out to get it just over the tip of his glove. Danny Matienzo, the Nextel player of the game, going 2 for 4 with a single and a triple and a pair of RBIs. Danny Matienzo getting the job done. Frank, we're joined now by the skipper, the head coach of the University of Miami, Jim Morris. And Jim, congratulations. A nice win today, a hard-fought one, as their guy on the mound, Barnett, did an outstanding job, but you were able to crack through in the 6th inning.
Had very good stuff, 91, 92, outstanding arm, a really good young pitcher and kept us off balance, but mostly fastballs. But I'm watching here, and no question, a big hit of the game was DeMott's to center field that tied the game up, and of course Kevin Mannix there with their home run to win it.
Hey Jim, this is Frank Fort. You mentioned those two guys, Mannix and Matienzo, probably a little bit down their sophomore years after very good freshman years. These are two kids I would think you're going to need if you're going to go far in the postseason.
Well, I think you're right. We need them to knock in some runs, and both of them have been doing that lately, and that's what we got to have.
Jim, how about the pitching staff overall? I mean, you look at a guy like Tom Farmer who went 6 strong innings today, and then the bullpen took over. But that's kind of been the formula all year. Your starters have given you a chance to win, and I don't think there's very many bullpens in the nation that can match up with yours.
Well, I think you're right. I mean, I hope so anyway. Our bullpen's just been outstanding, and that we feel like if we can get to the 6th, 7th, 8th inning, whatever, to be able to get to our pen, that our pen's as good as anybody, and all those guys, all of them have gone in and done a tremendous job all year.
One of the big blows of the game, the Kevin Mannix home run, and you'll have an opportunity to see that. But Mannix doing a good job for you, and his home run gives you the win in the ball game. Talk a little bit about his shot today, Jim.
Well, actually, I mean, I think the ball was in on the trademark a little bit when he swung and hit the ball. Maybe it was off the end, but the ball really carries well off his bat. I think the ball jumps as good as anybody. Gets top spin. The ball always carries off of it, so he's got great power.
All right, and one other thing, tomorrow should be a big day for you. The regional sites will be announced tomorrow, and you surely are locked to be hosting a regional.
Well, I feel good about it. We've done everything we can do. I think that we're got to be the number 1 or 2 seed, something like that. Number 1 rankings, and our RPI's right there. So we're in great shape, and our players have done everything they can to put us in a great position.
All right, Jim, thanks very much. Congratulations, and we look forward to tomorrow.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, the head coach, Jim Morris, the Hurricanes a winner. We'll come back and wrap things up from Mark Light Stadium on Mother's Day. The Hurricanes a winner, 5-4.
Got a minute? Introducing Jet Wet. Why waste your time and effort with messy liquids or hand-applied products? Look, with Jet Wet, you just spray it on. It's the world's fastest, wettest high-gloss tire shine. No wiping. It's streak-free, fast-drying, water-resistant. And the jet black wet look lasts for weeks. Amazing! Less than 60 seconds for all 4 tires, and you're done. Jet Wet, because wetter is better.
You'll find them in every town, city, and suburb across Florida. Different people of different ages, from different walks of life, who all share the same belief that auto insurance rates are just too high, and it's time someone turned things around. That someone is finally here. Presenting Unitron Direct, a company dedicated to driving down the high cost of auto insurance and helping drivers save hundreds of dollars a year or more.
How much can Unitron Direct save you? Give us a call for a free rate quote. No pressure, no obligation. Unitron Direct's low rates could save you hundreds of dollars a year with no loss in coverage. You'll even have your own dedicated team of representatives to look out for your best interests. And remember, the Unitron family of insurance companies has more than 70 years of experience and over $5 billion in assets. So you can count on us to be there when you need us. Call Unitron Direct today and see just how much you could save.
You want savings, you want service, you want Unitron Direct. Call 1-866-266-0347 now.
All right, back at Mark Light Stadium, where the University of Miami has polished off the Florida Southern Moccasins 5-4. Frank, it's been a pleasure working with you and all the fellows in the truck all year long with Hurricane baseball. This was a good one. Farmer gets his 11th win of the year.
Well, first of all, Joe, it's been a lot of fun me working with you, and I appreciate all your help this year, along with Huicho Hernandez. And I'm sure Jim Morris is happy that this was a tight, close ball game. You don't want to see too many blowouts late in the season. You want to get your team sharp for postseason play. They'll have one more series next week against New York Tech to warm up and hopefully go into the regionals with a lot of momentum and a lot of confidence. This is a team that potentially could go a long way, but they've got to do the things they do well. That is pitching, defense, and timely hitting.
Hurricanes missed Omaha last year. They plan on being there this year. Thank you for joining us here at Mark Light Stadium. Catch more baseball action on Fox Sports Net today, starting at 4:30 as the Florida Marlins face the San Diego Padres. Coming up next on Fox Sports Net, it's You've Got to See This. For Frank Fort, I'm Joe Zagacki with the final score for the final time. The Hurricanes 5 and Florida Southern 4. Have a pleasant good afternoon, everybody.